close, don't waste my time, get out my way. This life cutthroat, this life no joke. So don't look back, cause I'll be there in the smoke. Rising out the ashes, the phoenix, the burning the rage. We'll hunt you right down to the end of your days. And I'll be right there at the top of the maze, while the rats in the sewer stay stuck in the days. So now I'm coming for you all, whether you like it or not, you've already gotten involved. Don't take it personal, I gotta finish you off, cause only room at the top for one gun in the drawer.
Hello and welcome to the DPC. That stands for Dota Pro Circuit, by the way, and we are here with the Southeast Asia region, or SEA if you like. And I'm here with L and B, or Lacoste and Black if you fancy it. And we're of course in the PGL studios, and we're about to break down this brand spanking new series. That's right, it is time for some SEA Dota, and it is going to be Boom Esports versus 496 game. But of course, guys, you know, a little bit later into the studio today, how are you guys doing? How was your mornings?
Good. I think you should ask us how was our evening last night, because it went really good. Me and Black, we're bonding together. We're playing so much Dota. You know, we say to each other good night after we're done with our gaming session.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
he's like
quality time spent with my friend.
And he's like very conservative, you know, saying, I think we should go to bed, Black. It's getting quite late, you know. Like he's just like a good little step bro.
So you're saying he's the angel and you're the devil on this panel?
Nah, I think we're both angels.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just different sorts, you know.
Right.
He is preserving my mental health, and I'm preserving his Dota performance.
You're preserving my MMR.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, let's get down into this series. Of course, we've got 496 who have been doing pretty well recently, been doing alright, did lose a series versus Neon. Meanwhile, we've got Boom, who unfortunately didn't look so hot last week, but maybe they can get themselves a victory here. We shall see, but as we can see, 496 in the middle with a 1-1 and Boom Esports with a 0-1. Can they pull off the victory here? In theory, yes, but they really didn't look good last week.
Yeah, everything's possible in theory. Like, it's a possibility that Matt, become a pro player one day. You know, probably not gonna happen, but there is still a chance.
Yeah. So you're saying you believe in me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, thank you.
How much?
I 100% that you're not gonna succeed. I believe in that.
Oh, okay. But do you believe in, or who do you believe is going to win this one? Just give me it straight, dog.
I said yesterday 80-20 for 496 because I was not convinced by Boom. Then I did some research. I went through the games that 496 was playing. They also had some really questionable drafts. It felt like something is off, like their game against Neon. Two games, they managed to win one of those, but the other two just felt way off. You know, like some individual performance was really good. You know, having like Dat BB or Bombi, they had a really nice performance. But yeah, I still need to see a bit more. So today, I'm going to say it's more of a 50-50 how to see the drafts.
Okay. Well, Boom Esports, you know, we only saw the one series from them. They didn't look so hot, but we know from previous performances that they can pull off the victory here if they're back to their old forms. I think if we're taking both these teams at their peaks of their performances throughout the past few months, then I would say Boom Esports is favored, but that's not always the case, especially when we're looking at the DPC. Black, what are you looking out here for Boom Esports and in how they draft and how they play?
Honestly, with Boom, I have not been impressed with their new lineup chemistry yet. Like the results that maybe you even saw were with the previous player still, which was Dreamosol. Yeah, and it just looked like the draft was much better with him. Like they just gelled better overall, and I'll have to see them perform really well with this new lineup first before I can, you know, put any sort of trust into them. So I think 496 is gonna take
Why did they actually decide to get rid of Dreamosol? Because he looked pretty solid. That's my.
He was really good.
Yeah, he was. Like him and Mikoto, they were like one of the best up and coming players from Southeast Asia. Like a year ago, where they looked very confident, playing their roles, stable. So you know, I was a bit surprised when I realized that Dreamosol is gone.
Yeah, might be some like, you know, personal.
It's always a possibility.
Yeah, and Dota especially.
This is why you and me, you know, when we play Dota, we don't play with Lizard. You know, we're stuck here with him. We have to work with him. But when it comes to Dota, you know, spending a quality time, we're like, it's just going to be
probably
you and
better
me.
without you. Yeah, because like you would put too much salt on our dish. Yeah, it's not tasty anymore.
So if he's the salt, what ingredients are you guys?
What are we? We're peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
True. You don't want peanut. You don't want salt in your peanut and belly
Yeah,
jelly
peanut
sandwich.
belly.
do you?
Peanut and belly, yeah.
Does fill up your belly. Guys, 496, obviously this stack, they impressed and then they kind of struggled against Neon, but there was a very entertaining series. As you say, some drafting issues. Can you go into a bit more detail about that? What didn't you like about their drafts?
The draft with no damage, no tower damage, where you're just playing with the bounty hunter. We're gonna hunt you down, try to get some track gold going on, constant pressure on the map, get the kills. Sure, it works most of the time in pub games, but when you're playing against a team that is here to qualify for a major, it's not gonna work out. Like, we've seen some bounty hunters trying to be successful. It did not happen multiple times, so I'm really not convinced by the hero. We've seen some position 3, position 4. I believe we even seen one position 1, which kind of looked the worst, where you don't have a role in the game.
Did nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, do you think, out of these two teams, do you think either of them have a really good grasp on the meta?
I thought 496 at first did, when they had the first series, but then when they played against Neon, after the game 1, game 2 and 3, their drafts were just horrible. Like, I don't want to sugarcoat it, they were just bad. Like, they had no synergy. They went like an all-in push draft and got absolutely destroyed by like counter push heroes like Coddle. And it's just like the draft just didn't make any sense after the first game. I don't know what happened to them, because they won the first game and suddenly just break the entire concept that they had before. And we'll see if they do it again today or what, but it was really awkward to me.
I'm just looking at the draft that 496 had. Tiny, Nyx, Timber, Bounty Hunter, and Wind Ranger.
Yeah, what is
like, a good question, because like, how do you end the game? Like, how far ahead you need to be in terms of gold to be able to break the high ground, kill the tier 3 towers?
It's at least 20k or whatever, and you get like multiple Roshans. Even then,
it's very hard with this type of lineup.
They'll still defend high ground. And you don't have a hard carry, you know? Like, you will get outscaled in the late game.
You need to crush them. You need to crush the life out of them, get so many kills, and they can't even play Dota anymore, and that's just not a realistic opportunity, especially against teams which you should be respecting, and that is the issue here. Guys, it's not just our comments we care about, we also care about your comments as well, so head over to Twitter, hashtag DPCSEA. We got some more memes to cast. Come on, let's see some good memes here. Yesterday's series in a nutshell, hashtag DPCSEA. Yeah, I know, some old meme. Can't defeat me? I know, but he can. And that's Fnatic. Oh, it's Execration being defeated by... Okay. The cost, what's your rating?
Our rating is okay, you know. We're not going to call out any numbers, but this one's definitely better than what we've seen yesterday. Yesterday one was... what is that? You know, I'm just looking at it, trying to make sense. We have to laugh for the sake of the show. Black, your thoughts on the meme?
This one?
Yeah?
I mean, I'm not the
meme general.
No, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, so I didn't quite understand that one. It was like some TNC Mountain with some Fnatic there, Execration.
It was a meme from a particular Marvel series, but
I'm not really a Marvel follower, so.
Well, there you go. I mean, it did make sense, but you know, we're getting better. We got a long time to cover this, right? We got what, like 4 more weeks. You know, if we continue on this this scale, then we should have some good quality memes by the end. Keep on trying, guys. We love to see them anyway. We love to see you guys trying with these memes, and me and Costa will hopefully get a good chuckle out of your memes as they continue to come in. That's hashtag DPCSEA.
You know, I'm pretty sure there's some good memes that were sent, but production can't show it for reasons. You know.
How about the first day meme? That was the best, I think. Where it was like me.
Your picture, that's a meme?
No, what the hell? No, the Are You Winning Son with me in there.
Oh yeah, that was a good
figure.
one.
I think that was like so far the #1.
Because I made it. You know, that's why it's
Did you actually make that?
Yeah.
I didn't actually realize.
It's me and the production working together.
Thank you, Lacoste. You're always making me, you know, look so good in public. I love it. Thank you.
That's why I'm here, you know.
Yeah.
We have to make each other look good.
That's why I'm on a panel with you. I'll look stupid for you. So your prediction
so I can
be
look
right.
smart. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm going to save you from this, and we can now bring up the draft, which is live. That's right, 496 versus Boom Esports is getting underway. And we're going to start things off with a troll ban. Meanwhile, Boom are going to get rid of the Puck and the Phoenix. And 496 yet to ban their next hero. But yeah, a couple of these heroes still in the pool, most notably OD, Brewmaster.
Keeper of the Light, Nyx Assassin, these are the first pick material heroes. Exactly. One thing I noticed about the Boom, their game against the Neon, is when they played Warlock plus Earth Spirit, they used all smokes. I believe they used 3 smokes because they bought one before and tried to make something happen. Couldn't find any openings. But
right at level 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoke bottom, smoke top, smoke back to bottom.
And then nothing happens. Like Neon read them really well in that game. So they open up with Keeper of the Light, one of the better, I'm not going to say position 5 because hero really shines as a position 4 as well. Like when you get the farm on the hero, feels really, really good. And you can make the ganks happen on the opposite side of the map pretty easily with the relocate. And now it's your turn, Black, to say at least something decent. It doesn't have to be like super smart, but...
Then we have Earth Spirit, who can, of course, get on top of the cuddle. Very smart, right?
Very good.
And the Mars.
Silence and stun.
Silence and stun. And ult.
Yeah,
he has abilities.
He has an ult, yeah, you're right. He does have an ult. Good job, Black.
But Mars Cuddle, I think probably one of the strongest dual lanes in all of Dota, if they are together on the off lane. Can permanently spam your God's Rebuke, can spam your Spear. If you Spear into Illuminate, it's like 400 damage. Very strong pressure lane. Ursa response, do you like it?
I do. Against Mars, feels really good. You know, Mars is a tanky guy, so Ursa is the one hero that can go through that tankiness. Struggles a bit against the blinding light later on, but yeah, Ursa just overall feels like one of the top carries right now. Needs to be pressured in the lane, and you're the guy that does not like when teams open up with position 4 and 5 in the first phase. Do you like more like Keeper of the Light, showing your offlane here, which can be countered by something like an Ursa?
The thing is, it's a little bit more flexible because the Mars could still be middle. I'm quite a fan of mid-Mars against some matchups, but I personally feel like an Ursa is quite scared of a Cuddle Mars lane because he hates getting spammed out, right?
Yes.
So I don't know how good he's going to be in the lane. He'll probably need some sustain support like Oracle or Warlock or something like that. And then it can become really good. But yeah, I think they have a lot of potential to pressure this Ursa. Also, the Keeper of the Light, the new spell, the slow should be really annoying for the Ursa.
Yeah, because he relies so much on just being mobile in the fight, especially like... early on, something that he really struggles against. So yeah, picking Ursa into Keeper of the Light doesn't seem that great overall.
At first glance, Like he will need his BKB relatively fast, and then he's gonna be super good against both these heroes. You don't care about Arena, you don't care about Cuddle.
He can jump out of the arena as well, can't he, with his Q if needs be, and before BKB. And he's also pretty good at killing the Ignatz Vardis if Cuddle decides to go for the Aghanims route, right, guys?
Yeah, that's the item that you want to get that Will-O-Wisp. If you can get the farm, most of the time, like Philosopher's Stone really helps out.
You guys gave me a look like you're about to tear me apart there. I was Jesus, what am I saying?
That Earth Shock with the Arena, but okay. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It does not work.
It doesn't?
No, you just get bounced back in.
Yeah. Looks fun.
Looks very funny.
Okay, my bad.
That's okay. That's why we're here. We didn't
learning experience, probably people in the chat. Some thought that you'd like Ursa that was at the Olympics that can jump that high.
He's
Olympics that can jump that high.
He's pretty fat, honestly, too. He's a pretty fat bear. Look at him.
Don't fat shame, dude.
No,
what the hell?
I'm just saying he can't jump.
Dude, we don't do that here, Black.
Well, I mean,
this is 2021.
No, he just woke up, after the winter and is
so
very lazy.
He hibernated and now he's massive.
Hibernation shaming? What the hell?
Just like me.
After hibernation, they lose weight.
Yeah.
That's pre-hibernation.
Pre-hibernation, you get all the weight? Or you saying he just woke up from hibernation?
Woke up.
I mean, honestly, he got his V-shape going now that I take a closer look. It's pretty
Ursa's actually jacked, yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty ripped bear at closer look. It's just the screen is a bit far away, so I thought he was actually pretty big, but he's not.
I can't really see his legs, but it looks like this guy does not do legs.
Yeah, he skipped the leg for sure.
That's why he can't jump that high. It makes sense now, yeah.
That makes sense. If he was a normal bear, he could jump out of arena.
Yes.
But because he hasn't been doing them squats.
But yeah, I mean, we can't know that, of course, But
Yeah. You talked about sustain. There's that Oracle band that could provide a bit of healing.
And Undying also.
Undying as well, yeah. So something that is still a possibility is Winter Wyvern. Like Bombi played it extremely well. Not sure how you feel about the hero. Still feels okay-ish, you know.
Feels iffy sometimes.
Yeah, it's the laning stage, but might work well with Ursa, where you have like double slow against the Mars that doesn't have a defensive capability, so it could work out. And putting a point in heal, trying to reduce that damage spam that's going to come out from Keeper of the Light, and Mars could work out.
Yeah. No, I like Winter a lot when you have another hero that also has a save. Because it just presents you with this like double save problem. If you jump one, he's gonna get saved. If you jump the other, he's gonna get saved. Like an OD Winter is super strong. I just feel like Winter by himself is it's very hard to play and position yourself.
Yeah,
simply because like you always have to be in position for a good curse or for a good cold embrace. And it feels very difficult.
Yeah, you need a nice strong laner to pair up with the Wyvern as well to cover his weakness.
Yeah. But they're good anyway. 496. I mean, Bombi is still, I think, the best Wyvern in the region. So it makes sense that they pick it. He even plays it at +4 sometimes. Possibly they could put the Earth Spirit middle,
I thought you were going to say Earth Spirit, that's position 5. I'm like,
nah,
God, please,
no. No. I would never want to see that, especially not against a Codal Mars. You roll in.
And you're dead.
Yep. Yeah, boom. They need some sort of... This could be shaping up to be a really good Storm game, because Ursa is not that good against Storm, and Winter Wyvern is pretty scared of Storm too. Maybe like 4th pick.
What's the Earth Spirit and Storm matchup like?
In mid lane, it's a Storm favorite, probably like 60-40.
Okay.
But then the level 6 rotations, of course, of Earth Spirit are pretty scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we keep talking about this core Earth Spirit, but it never happens.
It doesn't, does it? One day. It'll be the time we don't talk about it where it happens, won't it?
But they need a hero that can jump Winter Wyvern. There is Mars, but it takes time until Mars gets a Blink Dagger.
Unreliable too.
It is, yeah. So also Void Spirit is still available, right? That's the other possibility that they can go for.
Yep.
Just the kiting potential. He also builds into Yule Scepter, which is really great against Ursa.
What is it about players and playing with their lights turned off? Have you guys ever done that? Played in a dark room with only a light screen, your computer screen to illuminate you?
Way too much.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's really bad for your eyes.
It really is.
And I realized
So
that when I started like 2021, when my eyes started hurting, I'm like, what the hell is happening? I turn on my light and my eyes don't hurt anymore.
Huh.
So, advice of the day, turn on the damn light. Yeah. Keeper of the light.
Illuminate that room.
Yes.
Keeper of the Light says, illuminate your bedroom.
So this says that Keeper of the Light will be position 5. Yeah.
Not the biggest fan, honestly. He always feels so much weaker as 5 than 4, from what I've seen in those games. Especially with his recall, there's so much mobility plays you can make. Yeah.
Well, they take the storm.
There you go.
Take it away.
I mean,
Against the
Boom,
Coddle?
sure, looks good. Boom. Esports, they don't have any
How do you deal with that now?
stuns, any slows. Like, these are not reliable stuns. Mars Spear plus Tusk Snowball. You can get out of the arena with this one.
It's a big problem, honestly. That they have to pick something like Ember now to shackle him in place, but the matchup is not bad for Storm at all. I really like this pick. Like, they're giving him a lot of problems now. What do you pick if you're Boom? It's actually a pretty tough pick now.
They can get Dragonite. Dragonite doesn't sound too bad.
Anti-Mage.
Whoa, okay.
As an anti-mage expert, yes or no here? How does it feel?
I mean, it feels okay because the lane should be quite easy. It's just... The matchup against Ursa is very scary. Like, even late game, because Ursa also builds into the Battle Fury, you're not going to be, like, super far ahead of him if the game goes as planned. And if, like, 6-dotted Ursa always kills a 6-dotted Anti-Mage almost instantly. Like, you just jump on him with a Abyssal Blade, give him, like, those overpower attacks, and he just dies. He's not very survivable on AM.
They've got so much chase as well, right? They've got the Earth Spirit and the Storm Spirit just run him down. It's
it's very mobile lineup from 496.
I mean, they picked the AM to quote-unquote counter the Storm, but if the Storm has an amazing game and AM struggling a little bit, that can go the other way. You get his fast Orchid, you kill his AM repeatedly. Boom will need... Like, their mid laner needs to solve a lot of problems. They have no tower push.
Yeah.
Their team fight is pretty meh. There's only one arena. And they have no catch.
That's why I would love to see Dragonite tower push, lockdown, and they ban out TA. Nah, that's not the hero that Boom would need, like TA, anti-mage.
They do play it, but
Yeah.
I agree. If they pick TA, it's just nah.
So
Not
Boom
happening.
banned out Slaughter, someone who doesn't rely on pressuring the AM lane without mana. Other hero that comes to my mind is a Legion Commander, where you also don't care about his counter spell. You're still gonna get the duel off. I've seen a lot of EU teams when they pick up anti-mage, they try to cover it with the Legion Commander, and there it is.
Yeah, the Dragonite also banned.
That's why we're here.
Weaknesses
This
now.
is why PGL hired us, so we can talk about this game. This is not scripted. It's just our knowledge is just
notch.
way too good.
Yeah, top
You
notch.
and me together, we played Dota for 30+ years.
Yeah, it's like more than anybody's old in this building, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys done flexing yet, or do you want a little bit more?
I mean, we didn't have time.
Viper.
Not the. I mean, it's a ATOS builder possibly to keep Storm inside. Ursa a bit more kiting potential.
It can work. Like it can work if they're 4-man. AM gets a lot of farm.
All right,
But what if-
predict the next pick, and I'll call you guys the best.
What
the
if
best
that's
guess.
what if that's
Right.
mid Mars or mid anti mage, and they put the Viper where Ursa is to just pressure him in the lane?
It
Oh,
could be.
interesting.
It's a
Could be.
possibility.
But then if they put mid Ursa against the anti-mage, then ooh. Side lane Storm.
It's getting very 4D right now.
No, but what do they need? They need a good off-laner against anti-mage Coddle, which is almost everybody in the game. I don't think that lane is strong at all. Coddle AM sounds pretty mad.
And
Yeah,
you
it
don't- you
does.
have nothing. Maybe the one thing that they could do is lane anti mage with the Tusk and have Mars plus Keeper of the Light.
That sounds way better
Sounds
to
better.
me.
Yeah. Sounds like they could do that. And the final pick
Monkey
is going
King.
to be the Monkey King for 496
Okay.
game.
Offlane Ursa?
Interesting.
Or is it offlane Monkey?
Wait,
That
who's picking
BB
what?
is
It's
playing
offlane
pause
monkey.
one. Yeah, that's something that the OG done the other day.
Yeah,
like
it's
2 or
really
3
good
days
against
ago.
AM.
Because once again, you have a hero that doesn't rely on mana to actually deal damage, which is pretty smart thinking.
Debated.
Yeah, I think
So
496 really outdrafted them in this one.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
still don't understand the purpose of the AM. With Viper, the only catch they're ever going to have is a Mars Blink Arena, which is super hard to get off on a Storm.
What, do we know where the AM's laning yet? Mind you, it doesn't really matter who's playing it. They could
I
be
mean, he's probably going to be safe lane,
Yes, he-
but
Drab,
I would like to see him
Drew
with a Tusk.
playing.
Even if they decide to flex the lane on side of Boom, now with the Monkey King, I think they have the upper hand.
Every lane is
496,
bad,
yeah,
right?
will always have a better matchup in their lanes if they just decide to rotate the heroes.
AM
All right,
loses
guys.
all 3.
It's prediction time, but I feel like I know where you guys are going. Black?
I will unfortunately have to go 496 here. It seems very one-sided, honestly. The draft,
Yeah.
at least.
I'll go with 496. I think their team fight with Wukong's, Winter Wyvern, good setup, saving capability, just overall good scaling lineup, and feels like Anti-Mage should struggle.
Sorry, guys, but I'm going to have to go with you as well. It's 496 from me, Chief. That's going to be 3 going the way of 496. Casters, we're going to bring in a B-Cop, and we are going to bring in Mr. Lizard, who are going to be casting this game. Do you guys have any bright news to share for us about your thoughts on this game? Is there a possibility of Boom, or have you got all of us going for 496?
I think, I flipped a coin before the game, landed 496. That's my analytical presence on this game. And I'm going 496.
Yeah, so Boom, they do have a much better draft than they ever had in this DPC league so far, out of the 3 games that they've had. Viper looks kind of alright, I would say, because of the break mechanic, right, versus Dirsa versus the Monkey. It can come in handy, but 496's draft definitely does look better.
Alrighty then, well, that's going to be it from us. Every single one of us going for 496. Not looking good for Boom Esports. We're going to throw it off over to our casting duo, B-Cup and Lizard. Take it away for 496 versus Boom Esports here at the DPC SEA region.
All right, game number 1, 496, Boom. We're together for the first time for, what could be a good game. I'm hoping for it to be a solid matchup. I know we all just went for 496, but that just makes it line up better for the Caster's Curse. It's what happens when the panel and the casters all go for one team, and now, well, That means I feel like there's a lot of Boom energy in the chat.
Yeah, there's a lot of bias coming from the first series as well, and because of that, we're leaning a little bit of 496's way. Obviously, Bombi playing the Winter Wyvern in a game in which Winter Wyvern has, well, pretty much no one to really control him. You have the Tusk position 4 or 5, you don't really care about that. The Viper, the Anti-Mage, eventually later on. But Bombi, every time team fights happen, he should have the possibility to have the right position and counterplay with that curse.
Yeah, he's played this Winter Wyvern a couple times already. He's played it really well. I'm excited to see how he's going to perform with this Winter Wyvern. I mean, it seems like it's one of his best heroes, and it's always a top performance from him.
Yep. You have the Wyvern, you have the Kotl, you have the Phoenix, Enchantress perhaps here and there, and every time you feel like you have an additional core on your map, even though he's the 5.
Yeah.
So.
Do you get that from a lot of 5s, where
No.
he feels pretty stable with the hero pool that he's got?
No, not at all. If you look at Black and Lacoste's games, it feels like you have 2 5s in your games. That's why I don't want to play with them. But they can call me salty or whatever. It's also possible.
They can be the peanut butter and jelly. It's fine.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly, but their playstyles aren't as sweet.
Yeah, it is. Not the combination that I guess you're looking to play with.
Yeah.
You're looking for more maybe Nutella and fluff. That's a better sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly. Everybody likes that.
What's fluff?
So fluff, I think it's a very American thing. It's like marshmallow. The same thing as it's like a spread.
Fluff?
Yeah.
All right.
Put that together with some Nutella,
Right.
a little chocolate, a
Sure.
little marshmallow.
Sure,
Toast that together.
whatever, as long as it's not PMB.
Yeah, it's not P&B. It's F and
FNF.
and fluff and Nutella. F and N. There we go. I had to think what the first letters were on that one. But I mean, I'm excited for what we're going to see. I know we're in a pause right now, but we got a little bit of a disconnection. Boom, I think a lot of people are high on Boom just because of their past performances.
Of course, I've been following the SCA quite a bit ever since I started casting. Before my casting career, I didn't really have too many chances to play against SCA teams while I was still a player. But when I started casting, I saw them in a lot of minors. Boom. I've been with them, I believe, on 1 or 2 lands, and they would always be able to surprise you with some drafts, some crazy aggressive playstyles. But now they're matching up against their compatriots, at least when it comes to the same region, and they're matching the same aggression. 496, I'm still to see a team that is as aggressive as they were and as clean with their performance as they were with that Nature's Prophet Night Stalker draft. That was some next level stuff. I want to see more of that kind of playstyle from them.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen aggression, but that was one of the cleanest games, I think, with that amount of aggression that we've seen between the 2 regions we've been covering. It looked really good. I'm high on 496. I think that they are a team that can really perform well. I know that was a tough series against Neon. There's still opportunities. Obviously, we're only in the 2nd week. And it comes down to, when people look at these regions, you think about all the invited teams, and if you can win against those expected winners of the invited teams, then it really gives you an opportunity to make it to the major, whether it be through the group stage, the playoffs, or the wild card.
Or you're gonna end up in the middle at least, right? Because you already secured yourself 1 big win. So overall, you're feeling good either way. I see that the team with Kotl is setting up maybe for that minute 0 fight. All 5 heroes down.
Got to get that ultra kill. You got to get that 0-minute medallion up and going.
Man, it's so strong. I believe it was the same situation, Kotl and Mars, in that game too. And then you have God's Rebuke, which is obviously physical, plus the medallion just destroying you in the lane.
And that fight won, it really did spiral that game out of control. It felt like it won the game.
Definitely, yeah.
Because the Kotl was coming mid with the medallion. It was disgusting what they were able to accomplish just off a 5-on-5 fight like that.
Just a peace of mind. And,
The battle begins.
the fact that he went for medallion first. He didn't go for any of those standard Kotl items like tranquils or whatever. That was a really nice play.
Yeah, built into the medallion and then got boots pretty quickly after too, because he had 700 gold right into the medallion, and then I think minute 2 or 3 he had boots as well.
It's just Kotl things. I'm drooling all over this hero anyway right now, so He's in a really, really good spot. What I haven't seen a lot recently is Viper.
Yeah.
He's been banned out, but yeah, we'll see how he fares versus the Storm Spirit mid.
Yeah, Hung standing in the Nether Toxin quite a bit, down to about a third of his life already. I mean, that's not where you want to be. I think similar in a way, the Puck Alchemist, kind of. Just like you don't want to stand in what, Alchemist is throwing on the ground.
Yeah, the difference is as Storm Spirit, obviously you have a bunch of armor to work with, but Viper is hitting you with a lot of magical damage.
Yeah.
As long as Viper is pushing in, as a Storm Spirit, you should be able to farm up. And the most interesting lane for me is this top, actually. 496 red, starting with 4 Iron Branches, Blightstone, and Tangos, going straight into Orb of Corrosion.
Yeah, Boulder Smash hitting onto Drew. They might be able to get first blood. The question is, do they dive the tower? Melee range from Red gets the kill. Now they look over at Hyde, who popped the tag team. Not doing enough damage to get a trade of any kind.
This is the combo, right? Like you have the Earth Spirit for the slow, and then you have the Blightstone coming from Monkey King. I actually expected Hustler maybe to even start with Orb of Venom, but because Red is going for that Corrosion, it's an overkill. You don't have to. Mid lane, oh my god.
Again, burning out Hung. Makoto just constantly throwing down that Nether Toxin, has level 2 into the queue now, and I think that lane gets really difficult for the Storm after that kill.
I really think some of the predictions from the panel as well were slightly biased because of the last performances from 496. This Viper might be a big problem later on if he gets such a good start. And then if you get that Atos fast enough, you can suddenly threaten Storm. The fact that you can build Gleipnir right now with Viper, right, going Atos into Gleipnir allows you to scale actually, because you have that extra oomph when it comes to the farming speed. So could be nice here. We'll see.
There's definitely a few heroes that I kind of expected to build the Gleipnir, but Viper just seems like that's the obvious item to get.
Just chain them all in the Nether Toxin.
Yeah,
sounds really strong on him.
So I'm expecting Hustler, now that he's got the rolling boulder, just to come through and really make plays happen over top if they catch this anti-mage without a blink or a way to really get away. He's too far forward.
That anti-mage is suffering as hard as the Storm Spirit, and they have the same CS. The only difference is all the CS for AM are lane creeps. Meanwhile, Storm is farming a little bit in the jungle. As he realizes, I fed the kill to Mikoto on mid lane. Unless he pushes in, I have no business being there. You're just going to die again.
Is there a point where Storm can kind of hold his own in this lane, or is it just, you have to really find your own?
He's just farming the jungle, like I said before, and trying to pull the creeps away from the tower, which he has done unsuccessfully right now. So he's taking some more punishment. Once you get to level 6, obviously, as Storm Spirit, you can lane there because you can just get out every time. But it's not easy. What's good though, minute 4 is coming up, then the bounty runes. You'll refill your bottle. You'll be able to sustain yourself.
But right now he's sitting about a level behind Makoto. So it's troublesome for Hung at the moment. Bottom, DapDB. He's taking some damage, but they'll go for the 4-minute runes, and it'll be picked up by Kescute. The roll in, but Hung's still gone.
And with the TP as well. Oh, my heart, my soul, my kidneys, lungs, everything. Oh, feels bad, man.
And then Hustle's gonna fall because Makoto hit 6. That is really bad because you've used the TP, you end up dying, now you gotta walk back towards mid, you can't TP back to lane.
And your position 4 tried to save you, and he dies too. Oh, this is so rough right now. This Viper, it's the Kotal situation from the Ultra Kill game. Right now you have a big problem on the side of Boom that you have to deal with somehow if you're 496. And
Boundless Strike as well as the Boulder Smash. That'll force the blink away. You've got a Viper who's already just about 1,000 net worth ahead of anybody on 496. Like, that is a lot.
My biggest issue for 496 is that their offlaner, who will be the pulling force of your team, that's this monkey, right? Like, he will be the one that creates most space in the mid game because your Storm will definitely not do that. He's straight up countered by the Viper. How much will Red be able to do? That's left to be seen, but he has a big task at hand.
Going to be very difficult, and we saw Hyde go for that bounty rune. He also placed a ward down over in the Radiant Triangle, so getting that deep vision in, and we've seen this region be very aggressive, and a ward like that is certainly trying to push that.
Yeah, you can see players messing up with different wards. It's the war of the wards, pretty much, between supports, right? Like, you're trying to discover new possibilities and new opportunities to plant a ward where it won't be dewarded.
Yeah, I usually look at someone like X-Nova for something like that. I feel like his wording's very top tier, and his positioning on the words is always nice.
Yeah, X-Nova, he fits the, I don't know how to put it, but he really fits the player profile, personality of a player that thinks about those things. Another guy that I can definitely suggest for position 5s to watch is Insania from the West. They're very nice, very methodical, and they're these Dota nerds, I like to put it, you know. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way at all.
Meet it in the most complimentary way possible.
Exactly.
Because it does so much for your team when you've got vision that stays up.
Of course, it makes everything, like, you can't play without vision. It's position 5s obviously aren't all about wards, but that's a big deal. Okay, so what they have done on Boom right now is they've relocated Drew on the mid lane and Viper to the jungle just so he can finish his travels. So why is this good? It's good because AM will get something while Viper will finish his travels and then start rotating across the map. Why I don't like it is you have this beast of a Viper that's not doing anything on the map. Like, he's the strongest hero, the most farmed on the side of Boom. But also, if you're rushing travels, you have 1500 gold in bank, right? So all that advantage that you did get from the lane actually isn't there. So maybe it's even safer to be playing it this way.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the travels if you agreed with them, because if you want to be playing around the map, wouldn't you want to go straight for something like the Rod of Atos, have that extra bit of control?
You kind of answered your own question. If you want to play around the map, travels are probably the best. You can be everywhere, right?
Okay. Roll comes in, Primal Spring, Red trying to get a kill on a KSQ. Makoto makes the rotation with the TP. He had smoked earlier, the balance strike comes through. Makoto giving chase, the TP from Red. There's enough damage with the Illuminate.
Yeah, the Illuminate has changed, and players don't realize right now, most of them, that you don't have to hold the Illuminate as much as before. That was a level 2 Illuminate plus the break, obviously, plus the Solar Bind, and you're just gone.
Wow.
Really great kill for them.
Moving forward on Hyde with a haste, and they'll get the Vortex. The Arena's down, committed with the Spear, hitting onto the Earth Spirit. They've got the Cold Embrace to try and keep this Earth Spirit alive. FBZ, he's down here with some help.
He wanted to, Drew TP'd in, he wanted to jump someone, and Earth Spirit obviously, and whack him with that Mana Void, but yeah, Earth Spirit not really the highest mana pool hero, you know, you don't really want to do that and waste your time, so he just goes back. He might be in danger mid though.
We'll see if they can
They're setting up.
Get success, roll over. Drew already backing away.
Yeah, much cleaner performance from Boom, I have to say, so far.
Yeah.
From what we've seen before from them, this is looking like what we usually come to expect from Boom. Travels are completed, by the way, on Viper.
There it is, going after Kez. Cute ball lightning in, and with the Electric Vortex, they have the control to get the kill, and Hung, after what was a difficult lane against the Viper, he's kind of recovered, but you could still see he's 1,600 gold behind the Viper, who is just leaps and bounds ahead at the moment.
Of course he is. Those travels completed, going for that 8 toss afterwards. He's miles ahead. Hong Kong, he's doing all right. And maybe Drew, I don't think so. No. You don't dive that. You don't dive that. It's too scary. You're playing versus a Mana Void Anti-Mage. There's a possibility of a counter-attack. Just leave him go. Let him be. But this Kotl has to be... Yeah. I love this. So Cascute instantly queuing up Lubricate. When you're playing...
Arena down bottom. They've got the Spear, the Cold Embrace, but there's the ulti from Makoto onto the Monkey King. With the Nether Toxin down, they'll take out Red. And they'll maybe look over at Hung. He does have the ball lightning.
Full mana.
Yeah, he's got enough distance there with the mana.
But think about it this way. This Storm Spirit just rotated into the enemy triangle, didn't farm a single creep, didn't do absolutely anything for the last minute and 30 seconds, and then wasted all his mana into just getting back to his jungle, right? So you might have not killed him, but you made him go base. He's doing that right now. And Travels from Viper doing stuff, doing serious work right now.
I really am liking Makoto in this game, and more so than what we saw in that first series. Obviously, we were kind of disappointed with the draft. It included that Bounty Hunter is that weird game one where maybe Boom were trying something. We have no idea. Ball Lightning bottom, Spear. Pushing Hung away, but they have the Vortex. FBZ, he'll fall. Winter's Curse onto the Viper. This will help them try to retreat. Hyde coming over with a Snowball as well as Shards. The Shards are short. The Snowball is in, but they've got Hustler for help. There's Smash, Hyde. He's in far. Does have that Walrus Punch if they want to turn for the side of Boom, but it looks like they're just going to let the Tusk die. He'll use the Walrus Punch anyway. Low cooldown. Not going to do enough to save his life, and Hung will get credit for that. Yeah. They're still looking for more. They want to go in on Makoto. The Balance Strike misses. They don't have a lot of mana left on the Viper. They've got the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the Boulder Smash coming through. Mars is making a rotation, as is Kezcute. Actually clipped Bombi with a Blinding Light. So he's up high and pushed down by the Spear. I guess that helps him out a little bit. Gets him away from the Dire side.
That doesn't help him out a little bit. That helps him quite a bit.
He lives because of it.
Yeah, he lives. Okay, so 496 showing their teeth, and Drew
strike Drew. Kicked away.
Yeah, he was just securing the rune there, so that's why the kick. Overall, Boom's draft, even though Viper is extremely strong right now, is made around the Mars. And if the Mars dies first, it's very difficult to fight for Boom. So
good for Bombi.
Bombi doing Bombi things, but
Spear, Snowball, they still got him.
Nice, good job by them, very well played. What's good for 496 is they're splitting up the map though. Ursa is farming top lane, 12 minutes in he has that Perseverance, almost the Broadsword or Claymore. He took the tier 1 top all alone. So
I was actually going to ask about that because we really haven't spoken about the Ursa. He's just kind of quietly farming.
yeah, he's hiding. He's hibernating. He's hibernating right now, exactly. That's why you have to swing 496's way when it comes to the draft a little bit. But they don't have to play as 4 while Ursa is farming. They can just split the map.
They'll try to take this tier 1 bottom. They've smoked up on 496. So looking to make a move. FBZ, he spots Hung. The roll in. That's going to split between Makoto as well as Hyde. But they've got the arena down. They'll hit the Spear on the Hung. There's Winter's Curse. That locks up Makoto for a moment. FBZ getting low. They take out the Mars. They'll look for more. They give the Geomagnetic Grip onto this Viper, as well as the Magnetized Wukong's command surrounding him. They take out 2. And they'll look over at Hyde, who is stuck within the trees, and now DapBB, he finally makes a rotation. The Shards are in, the right clicks are there, though. DapBB will get the kill on the Hyde. They'll take out 3 and lose nothing for it. 496. They save the tower, too.
Yeah, 496, they're just slightly outplaying them. If you look at this combination of heroes, they're ready to fight. Ursa took the top tier 1. Instantly, he doesn't go back to jungle. No, he TPs back and fights. Now he has... After this tower, or after 1 or 2 creep waves, he actually has full Battle Fury completed 14-15 minutes in. And that's also one thing that Boom has to realize is you can't play this Kotl the way Kotl is played for the last 2 weeks, let's say. You just go and you outpush. You need to be together. You need to be fighting together at all times while Anti-Mage is recovering. That's the problem. I think the only hero that can do that is Makoto, because he has travels. Or you can... the only things that I want to say is Kotl needs to be in team fights. If nothing else, he can call you back. He has that. He has that ability back again, so...
This Keeper of the Light, probably want to see a little bit more out of him. Makoto's almost got that Rod of Atos. Does the timing on the Rod of Atos, even though he's still top of the net worth, feel slower than you would have liked it?
Obviously, because he went for travels and then they lost a couple of fights.
Yeah.
Like when you go for... So you can think about the travels on Viper like the travels on Batrider. They allow you to fight, but they also allow you to farm at the same time. My only question about these travels are they truly that worth it considering you have a Kotl on your team? So he could be recalling you constantly to join these fights. And if you had an ATOS, you could always make that one hero difference in fights. Plus, you'd be very tanky.
So he's almost got it. We'll see if that ends up being a power spike for Boom, but at the same time, you've got, you know, Battle Fury available for this Ursa. He's going to be farming straight into a BKB. Anti-Mage almost has his Battle Fury, just a couple of gold away. So, you know, they're trying to keep the map open for Drew in a similar way 496 are doing so for the Ursa.
Red is buying that BKB because you're playing into Viper. Monkey King is basically unplayable without the BKB. Now you can still do it if you're offlane. You can say, all right, never mind. I'm all about creep skipping, getting control, using Wukong, stunning, but you need it.
Red.
Whoa, what?
Balance strike, okay. Trying to TP out, but the snowball's there from Hyde.
Better dead than red, I guess. I don't know, man. That's that was weird. That was very weird from him. He used that boundless strike. I mean, he's probably dead there regardless.
Now Arena down, as well as the spear. That'll hit through onto the Earth Spirit. Doesn't get the kill. Now the roll over. Kescute's dead. They're going to focus their attention onto Makoto. They got the Geomagnetic Grip, the Silence out on FBZ. Makoto ends up falling. The Root and the Cold Embrace not enough to save Hustla. But Makoto and Kescute both fall on the side of Boom. It's a 2-for-1 mid. Obviously the +1 on Red, who died top.
Poor Red.
He's not
yeah, it happens. I think he was trying to 3-dance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had his mouse over there somewhere, and then he gets hit by Viper, who did have night vision because of that ward. So it caught him off guard a little bit. It's fine. He's gonna continue getting closer and closer to his BKB.
They want to go for DPC, but they don't have the arena. They'll land the spear, though. Is that going to be enough? Snowball in. Hyde trying to keep up with the Ursa. Walrus punch through.
Oh.
DPC tries to TP out. They have the Yules ready to go, and now they have the chase. God's Rebuke, Earthshock in. Nobody coming to help out this Ursa. He is all alone in the jungle.
Okay, so I was actually worried when he punched him.
True. Geomagnetic Grip, Boulder Smash. He's got the blink, though. He's fine.
I was worried when he punched him because I knew, okay, Enrage and TP out instantly after. What I didn't see, however, is the Yules on FPZ. As that he has had that Yules for a longer time now. He's almost completing his blink too. So yeah, well played by him, saving that Yules to cancel the TP.
Vortex coming in onto the Tusk. We've got the Snowball as well as the Walrus Punch. Now the look over at Hyde. Take him out with Winter's Curse. This locks up the Kato as well as the Mars, but 496 already turning tail. Makoto coming in. Hung has enough mana to ball lightning and get some distance. So they get one, they leave, and now they smoke. Maybe looking to reinitiate, but
yeah. So
not certain if that ward caught that smoke.
This smoke, they have a Blink Dagger on Bombi, so he's going to be able to set up, maybe even on this Anti-Mage that's going down bottom. He's afraid, man. His spider senses are tingling. Drew's senses are tingling. He's gonna show up. Oh, this might be...
Boundless Strike into the roll. Magnetized, committed. Wukong's is there. They've also got him silenced thanks to the Geomagnetic Grip. But the arena comes down around the Monkey King. They'll look to at least get Red. They've done that.
Yeah.
But nothing more.
Red, in this situation, he's happy to be dead. He's fine because he finished his BKB just before that, so he lost almost no gold. He also killed the Anti-Mage. He's chilling, man. He's loving his life right now. He did exactly what his team needed him to do. You can see the BKBs, everyone is building them besides the Storm Spirit. Storm, actually, interestingly enough, went for Linken's. I guess when you have such a rough game, yeah, you have to be a little bit more sacrificial on the Storm Spirit. So you're expecting yourself to be just going in and creating space for the rest of the pack to actually do their thing, right? And Linken's will allow you to do that a little bit easier because you're playing versus an ATOS. Mana Void, obviously, you don't want AM to one-shot your whole team because of you.
Yeah, that's a lot that can come if you're out of mana on this Storm and all of a sudden Anti-Mage shows up. They're still looking. They want to go, and they'll find both, but there's the Snowball save. Makoto nearby, but it doesn't look like he wants to help. He wants to run. Winter's Curse, that locks up the Kato as well as the Mars. They're going to look for more. The roll comes in. but doesn't connect. They get the kill into KSQ as well as the Mars. They'll take out 2. FBZ has dropped the roll, hits Makoto, who's Viper Strike this Hustler Earth Spirit. So they'll at least take him out for going in too far. 496 retreat.
Yeah, this is where you see some faults of the draft from Boom. Even though the draft itself is really nice, if you replace Anti-Mage with an Ursa, it just feels so much better, so much nicer. Because this Ursa, he's doing the same build more or less with the Battle Fury that allows him to scale and farm, so he is AFK a little bit 14 minutes in. The difference is, however, Ursa with 14-15 minute Battle Fury can actually fight and join these engagements, even without the BKB. One thing that many pop players should even learn from 496, it's the fact that you don't always have to finish the item to join the fight, especially early on. Later, yeah, definitely, a big hex or something similar can change the outcome of the teamfight and the game. But right now, it's much more important to be the first one that strikes than the one that waits for that one extra item that never truly comes.
Does it happen in pro games the way it does in my pubs, where it's just like these one positions who want to farm the way we see like Anti-Mage just get too tunnel visioned in getting the next item and they don't join these fights, and then it's very detrimental to the team?
Of course, that's something that happens at any level of pub gaming. And the problem with pubs is when you reach the highest heights, when you're top 100, it actually benefits you to be like that, which is a little bit counterintuitive when you're playing as a pro, and because of that you have to change your whole mindset when you go from a pub player to a pro player.
Right. So the game pretty even at the moment in net worth. Viper got a little bit of farm back. It seemed like he was falling behind. And, well, Mars going into the BKB, then the Blink Smoke up here from 496. We'll see what they can get done. They'll find Hyde, Boundless Strike, and now just no chance for this Tusk to get away. They're looking for more.
They're just making all the moves on the map right now. Taking the tier 1. The Orchid is coming for the Storm Spirit very soon. Winter's Curse.
Mars, rotations in. There's the roll. Ball Lightning with the Vortex. And again, they're lining it up. It looks good. The communication, the execution looks pretty clean.
Because you have options. Like, you asked me about the travels on Viper. I thought it might work out, but the way that they've been playing around it definitely hasn't. Why? Because I'd much rather be that Viper that's a little bit tankier in the mid game, right? Any utility item that will allow you to, if you die, you're sure to take two or three of them with you, right? This way, you're scaling, you're farming, but everything is falling apart around you in the mid game. They're taking all the advantages that you're giving them. All that said, they're still neck to neck with the 2 cores of 496.
Then Monkey King, he's going Mage Slayer. I don't see that item too often.
Could be pretty good on Monkey, right? Especially versus the Viper as well.
Going in again onto the Tusk. Silence, hit with a Vortex. Locked up and killed. Balance Strike, that hits cleanly onto Makoto in the arena. Well, it's one for space. It's not going to be one that captures anybody on the side of 496. Drew, though, still farming. He's got Battle Fury Manta. Not top of the net worth yet, but he's about to break through.
When you look at Drew, he's keeping up, right? But if you look at his item build as well, he has Manta Battle Fury. This is great. Not truly your biggest power spike, but it is a small power spike that allows you to fight. The problem is the next item that he's buying. He's going for that Halberd. And is this to break the Lincolns as well? I suppose it is, because I don't really like it that much versus Ursa. The extra evasion is nice, but...
Wouldn't you prefer Mars getting a Halberd instead of the Anti-Mage?
I think he's just worried about the Lincolns the most. Yeah. The Halberd versus Ursa will literally just disappear in 1 second. You still die. He still hits you afterwards, right? It's still a nice thing to have. Kotal.
Now KSQ caught. FBZ, he's nearby. There's the roll. It connects. Another Toxin down, but the Orchid onto the Mars. Shards aren't going to block these heroes out. They'll have the damage, but can they get that kill? He's TPing away. The Spear just before the TP is worth it, but at the same time, Hyde is found. BKB forced on Makoto just to TP away.
Yeah, and that's the 10-second one, right? You can see even though 496 have been pressured so hard in the laning stage. They still found the right plays, the right maneuvers to come back. And man, Bombi, he's just doing so much work. Hang, I became a fan after this game because he managed to bounce back, but Bombi is just doing so much work. He's catching them constantly.
FBZ forced to arena as he gets caught, but the chase is on from Hassa, who's in pretty deep. That's a risky maneuver now. Hit with the Yule's spear. Won't connect to the tower, but he's still right next to Kezcute as well as Makoto, who will finish him off.
Yep. FBZ, oh, there's a Storm hunting Drew bottom, but he's wise enough, he moves back. So FBZ will also have his BKB after this creep camp. So you have 2 cores with BKBs, you have anti-mage as well. That's ready to fight pretty much right now. He could join any fight, but he just opts not to, as he understands that there are plenty of ways to silence him and to pick him off. And when you're playing this anti-mage game in which you've been farming for such a long time.
Strike. Makoto, I don't think anything more is going to come of this unless everybody shows up for 496. They're starting to group up over mid.
They have that Aegis, right? So they're trying to push the advantage.
Radiant's top tower is
3k lead and just continuing to keep the pressure on over mid. Like they have not left this triangle mid area for a little while. You saw Red got the arena out of the Mars, just throwing that Boundless Strike. They had to retreat. Obviously they lose the Earth Spirit in that one, but look at where they're playing.
Yep. They are very aggressive at the same time. If you look at Anti-Mage, he's not losing a lot of his momentum because of that. Mainly because of Kotl. Kezcute has used his ulti multiple times now to just recall Drew and put him into farming positions. Oh, Makoto. Alright.
Hung just in the trees at the moment.
Yeah, they lost that Aegis. It's been reclaimed, so...
They want to make a move, though. And they're setting up to potentially go forward. The question is, does Anti-Mage rotate with them on this one? Boundless Strike to start it off, but there's the Blink as well as the Walrus Punch. BKB is going to be popped by Red going into the Wukong's command. They've got themselves the Silence as well as the Electric Vortex to get the counter hide. Roll forward, but the Spear connects. BKB's popped by the Mars as well as the Viper. They'll go with the Viper Strike as well as the right clicks coming in under the Earth Spirit. They'll take out Hustle. It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far, but the BKBs are going to run out soon on Boom. They'll continue to move forward as the Winter's Curse is locking up this Mars. Drew goes in for a second, pops the Manta, and now he's silenced up, so that's a problem. Boundless Strike misses. They've got the Electric Vortex continuing to control the Anti-Mage, who finally joins a fight but ends up dead. They go to the back lines looking for Kezcute. Kato's going to be third to die on Boom. FBZ and Makoto trying to fight their way back into this one, but FBZ is right on top of this Viper, doing a lot of damage with the help of Bombi. And one more right click will take him out. Double kill for DPC. They'll look over at FBZ. This could be a full team wipe. The Spear stops the Ursa for now, but Red, Boundless Strike up into the trees. Primal Spring back down. They've got DPC for more help, and triple kill and dominating for DPC as they complete the full team wipe over Boom.
Yeah. I've been drooling, like I said before, over this Kotl so much, but the supporting cast from 496 is doing so much more than Hyde and the Kotl. Like, Kezcute and Hyde are having a hard time to make any impact in this game right now. While Bombi, yeah, his curse wasn't the greatest in that last fight, but he draws Viper all the way to the tier 2.
Yeah, look at this. The Wukong's is out. Hyde. Look at this. Just grabbing this Earth Spirit, taking out Hustle. The BKBs were early in this fight. And then, like, FBZ, he's lost that BKB.
You see Viper on the right side, how Viper goes for him. Viper is not in this fight, remember, anymore. But what Bombi does is he pops his Ghost before Viper hits, then blinks back to the fight. And Viper just has to roll all the way back, so he baits him. Is this Mikoto's mistake or Viper's outplay? Hard to say, but...
10,000 IQ.
Exactly.
Snowball and Viper again in trouble. They'll use the arena. They've got the Spear. Drew going in and blows up Hung. 10 times spree. It's gone. Drew able to blink away. The BKB has been popped by DPC. First hit bash onto the Mars because it's always 100% at that point. Blink into the trees and DPC escapes.
Okay, they're a little bit too aggressive there. They're forgetting their tactics. They're forgetting the discipline, the strategy. They're just going ham. And that BB says sorry. Okay, he probably was the one that called that. He's a player. You can't blame him. He's feeling it. You know, he's a little bit bloodthirsty at the moment.
So Ags from Makoto being built. Do you like this more so than we were talking early in the game, Klepnir?
Well, the Ags might help him as well. It's pretty decent versus Ursa, right? So I can see the value. He went for the 4-staff first for some extra mobility, then into the Ags. The problem with Gleipnir, it's way too greedy at this point. If you got it maybe earlier, then it would be solid, but it's very, very greedy right now. Red.
Radavitos and forcing the BKB, but the 4-staff and the ulti from Makoto.
I love how he was running for a while, just figuring out where exactly Hyde was, as Hyde has that Blink Dagger, and he's the only one that stops you. Well, yeah, the only one that stops you from TPing in this game, if you're BKB'd.
So Hung looking for the BKB, MKB for the Ursa, he's got that Basher. Would you rather the completion of an Abyssal Blade before the MKB, or is the MKB the fine item choice, or are they kind of, you know, one or the other?
It's once you get this MKB, when you get on top of the target, you just kill it.
Yeah.
That's it. If it's anti-mage or anyone else, there's Blinding Light that you have to worry about. There's AM with the Halberd that you have to worry about. So.
Spear connecting, roll to the backlines though, catches Hyde. Now they've got the Geomagnetic Grip that actually silences up Drew, so he's unable to make his way into the fight. They've also dropped down the Magnetize. Look at how far Hung's going for the backlines. Takes out KezQ. Both the Coddle and the Tusk drop, but the buybacks used immediately from this Tusk. They'll BKB on Makoto, use that Radavetos to lock up the Ursa. Now do they want to go forward? FBZ, I think he's looking for an opportunity to blink as well as Spear, but he's got to wait for his team to be there with him. If he blinks him by himself, that could potentially lead to just his death and nothing more.
It wasn't a bad attempt from Boom. They were smoked. They read the Rush Blade. They were smoked again. And...
yeah, they want to go for more red on the high ground, though, in a perfect spot. Bombi as well. Wukong's command. First hit bash onto the Mars. Yule's up into the air, trying to survive. FBZ is gone. Hustler now. He went after the Tusk, who falls back into the jungle, but they've got the Vortex and the Control. Drew gone. No buyback. Silence on the Viper. They're going to continue on to Makoto. But do they have the chase? I mean, they've got an Earth Spirit, so they can really cut down his path. They've taken out KezQ for the second time, gone for 70 seconds into the trees, trying to avoid them. Makoto going for the TP. The Jukes for the Winter's Curse. It's in time to lock up the Viper. And Makoto tried so hard, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. He's dead, gone, 73 seconds.
That's one of my gym songs. I tried so hard and got so far, but then you go back and eat some cake. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, like just stellar positioning from 496, and boom, trying to surprise them with that smoke into the high ground play. But okay, so the first smoke when they approached Roshan was good. That was actually a decent play, but you cannot go like that onto the high ground 2-3 seconds after, because they have the positioning, they're all together. If you're rolling into high ground with smoke, you're expecting them all not to be there, but you're playing around Rosh and everyone was there and it was so obvious. Even if you don't have this God mode on, like all sides, right? Like you should still know that they're there. Small mistake there from Boom that costed them actually heavily.
Yeah. You could see that it was just like, was it forced aggression? Did they feel like they were in a spot where they just had to go and make something happen, and that caused them to tunnel vision in that fight?
I'm not sure what the decision making was, why they did it, because 496, they didn't waste a lot. I believe it's because they lost 2 supports and they spent their buybacks, so they're trying to make something work of, like, you know, make something out of it. But at the same time, 496, they didn't waste anything while they were killing those supports. It was literally just Hung and a little bit of Earth Spirit with the BKB, yeah.
I think the thing they used the most was Magnetize, and
yeah,
then you've just got
BKB,
Hung, Ball Lightning,
yeah, and BKB
BKBs.
and Earth Spirit, and that's it. Like, it's rough spot, but 496 playing it very well. Around the pit, the way Wyvern heals, the Ursa and kites the anti-mage. It's tier 1 playstyle from Bombi.
Yeah, this Mage Slayer. Wow. I feel like it's really good for Monkey King.
Definitely does look solid. He's going for Ags next. Into 2 Perseverances, which is peculiar, but we'll see what that is all about. He has a Refresher actually queued up.
And he's almost got that axe. He's saved up a lot of gold. He's 2,000 ahead of the Mars, who's the opponent's offlaner. Obviously, they have an 18k lead, so these net worths are going to start to get out of control.
Checking all the items. 9 seconds. BKB on Storm. That BB has that MKB completed. He has Cheese also backpacked. You just switch it in after the BKB.
Red going in really far. Basher picked up for the anti-mage. I just don't know if this is going to be enough from Drew.
There's Shadowblade and Gem on Bombi. So you'll see discipline from 496 right now. I hope they don't prove me wrong, but when you buy a gem like this and when you're in a winning position.
We're out of Atos. Fiber Strike, BKB, Popeye Hustle. He'll get out of the arena and roll away.
Yeah.
It's crazy how farm the supports are on the side of 496. And you've got an Earth Spirit that's basically has as much net worth as an offlane Mars. And Bombi too. He's got 10k just about.
But it comes down to the amount of objectives that you've taken and the amount of teamfights that went your way, right? You have twice the amount of kills of Boom.
Curse, Kesq, and then the ball lightning all the way in, right on top of the Coddle. Vortex and the Silence, just not going to be enough.
That glimmer helped quite a bit there. He had some Magic Wand charges as well, obviously, to come in handy, but Glimmer Cave was a must-have item. Some small mistake, I think, from Kesq was going Force Staff first, even though Force Staff is the best utility item on Kotal, perhaps not in this game.
16k lead, again, it's hard not to harp on the fact that these supports have so much farm. But, you know, Bombi with 10k, just the way he plays this Winter Wyvern, the Shadow Blade, the Blink, allowing him to have that positioning, allowing him to really kind of stay out of the fights if he wants to stay back while the initiation happens, jump in, use that Winter's Curse, and then kind of just maneuver with a Shadow Blade.
Just remember one thing about the difference between Bombi and the Kotal. Kotal has spent at least 5 minutes, 6 minutes of this game Illuminate blasting a free lane, right? Just getting items by farming or defending creeps. Meanwhile, Bombi, he's not doing that. He's in every single fight. He's not using Splinter Blast to farm up, which is what most Winter Wyvern players do. And he still has so much impact and so much net worth.
His impact has been what we expected. I mean, we talked about Bombi on the Winter Wyvern, how he plays this hero and how proficient he is with it. Ags finished off for red, and now they'll have DapBB come in to help and take this tier 3 tower in the top lane. Meanwhile, Drew, we got a bottom tier 2, but it's not the trade that you exactly feel comfortable making.
Oh, that's a pretty good Ice Shard into Spear.
Yeah, they lock up red for a moment. Can they get the kill? No, he's going to eat the cheese. He's back to full health. DapBB goes in deep. They've got the BKBB pop by Makoto. They'll catch Hustler, who dropped down the Magnetize onto the Tusk as well as this Coddle, and now just roll away.
AM has Abyssal completed, but no buyback. However, very well played by Boom to realize that Aegis is running out. It literally ran out in the middle of that team fight. So they're able to take a fight. DPC
getting caught. Now the jump from DapBB. Do they have the damage? It's the Glimmer Cape that's keeping him alive so far. Now into the Yules. They've used that Wukong's command and still gets Blink away. The Walrus Punch hits on a Hung. The Illuminate coming through, but it's not really going to do much and still extending his time using that Snowball. It's actually over to some creeps. Won't pull him into the Wukong's command. So well done by Boom not to lose any heroes, but they still do lose that top set of racks. And Drew still looking for an opportunity to maybe jump in.
I felt like that's an opportunity for Boom, really. Because Mars survived for so long with the Glimmers, with the Forces. I felt like Drew had a chance to jump in there, maybe in the backlines, maybe even on the anti-mage. But there is one thing that you're always scared of. And I sound like such a Bombi fanboy, but this isn't about him. I'm just talking about the hero. It's very difficult for Drew to jump in on a Storm and eliminate him when he understands that Wyvern has a Shadow Blade and a Blink Dagger and is always ready to use the Curse.
it's just the amount of farm that he has that enables that hero so much, makes it really difficult for the anti-mage, who now has a level 25. So, and he has that Abyssal, but DPC also has the Abyssal finished. Like, they're ready to go, and you can see Hung, he said 25, just has those remnants popping out.
Another smoke up coming. Gem has been relegated to Hustler because he's the one mostly in the midst of things, right? Like, he's always up front. Wyvern, you can't really use it in fights.
I think that's the difference on maybe whether or not that Mars gets out, because he gets helped by that Glimmer Cave.
Exactly, that truly was the difference. Drew, by the way, when it comes to neutral items, we haven't really talked about them too much. Has that Minotaur Horn, Elven Tunic on Viper. Pretty much the best items that you could get, I think, on these two heroes at the moment.
Yeah, I believe he was holding a Penta-Edge sword before, and then goes to the Minotaur Horn now. Counter spell, BKB, that's popped by Hung. Ooh. You could see Bombi wanted to go to the Winter's Curse. Maybe didn't feel comfortable dropping it down so far and potentially baiting his team in a little bit deep.
Yeah, actually, interesting. Spell Prism on...
Smoke Dust.
Spell Prism on Mars.
Dire are scanning.
Could have been nice on Viper too, but yeah, it's better on Mars.
And now he's building the Gleipnir. They've got the roll that hits the Mars. Here comes Hyde, snowball over, as well as the right clicks. They've got the Walrus Punch. The BKB's been popped by Hustle, going to the back lines looking for Red. This is Anti-Mage going deep, but in a problematic spot now. Silence up, hit with Balance Strike. They've got the Winter's Curse. That's down on Makoto. They're getting the kill on a Drew. They'll take out the Anti-Mage. He's gone for 100 seconds without buyback. The roll over hits the Tusk. They drop down the arena, but it's not going to save Makoto. They get two. They've got buyback available on the Viper. The question is, do they want to use it when they're taking a fight so far away from the base?
He has no buyback. There are buybacks on Viper and Tusk.
And they just called GG.
Yes, they just called it, yeah. I mean, when an Earth Spirit has a BKB, Veil, Hex, and that Anti-Mage is always waiting for one extra item, which never comes, and eventually you join the fight, but you instantly get hexed by an Earth Spirit. It's by a position 4 Earth Spirit. This isn't... I guess Black has been harping about this core Earth Spirit on the mid lane for forever now, and he got it. It wasn't played mid.
But it still got the farm like it was.
Definitely looked that way.
Yeah, I guess maybe people are hoping that it's going to be a mid-Earth Spirit. I know Yopaj plays it. There's a couple players in this region that do play that mid-Earth Spirit. I've seen it sometimes in the Chinese region, so we're all kind of chomping at the bit hoping for it. But that might be the closest you get with that amount of farm on the Earth Spirit. So it was a really good game from 496. I think Boom definitely had an opportunity to make that a little bit more of a matchup with how much Drew had in farm, but it never felt like it kind of jumped off. And
that has to worry you if you're a Boom fan, right?
Yeah.
Because first two games that they played in the series, it looked rough because of the draft. Here, draft might have not been perfect, but the laning stage was, and they couldn't convert.
Yeah, so it ends up being a 1-0 lead right now for 496. To break it down even further, we've got the analysts on the panel and Nomad. So throw it back over to you guys to see what you have to say.
Thank you very much, B-Cop and Lizard. Yes, a little bit sweaty, maybe a little bit, guys, coming through the laning phase. Boom, looking pretty good, but 496 did manage to turn it around. Were you doubting your predictions at any point in that series? In that game?
Not at all.
Not really.
You know,
just a Viper.
One thing that concerned me was Viper getting so much out of the first like 6-7 minutes from the game, where he completely dumpstered the Storm Spirit. There's a rotation. He even gets the double kill. So yeah, I felt like Viper was pretty much only one doing good on Boom in that game. Like his itemization was on point. It's just that Anti-Mage in the end, like Black just told me, look at this. AM is 1-5-0. You know, not much contribution coming out from your carry.
I would love to see his hero damage. Probably less than 10k.
Hard anti-mage game or bad anti-mage plays, or what would you say, Black?
It's a very difficult AM game for sure. I wasn't sure why they picked it into the Ursa already. It's a bad matchup, as I said, because you just die pretty much whenever he just jumps on you. We'll see it here too. Look how fast he gets shredded. Just dies right away and plays against the Monkey King in the lane as well. I mean, his itemization was a little bit iffy, going for Heaven's Halberd, which used to be the go-to item against Ursa, but now they scar these is way better, gives you much more survivability and better ways to fight back. Yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed, as I said, like with this lineup, they have not shown the promise that they had before.
Yeah, yeah. And I think with these kind of scattered team fights where, you know, 496, we mentioned their high mobility heroes, it makes this Mars hero feel really, like, he had a good laning phase, but these ultis just did nothing. Like, you can't catch any heroes inside the arena. And if you do, like, they can jump into it, they can jump out of it, you know, they can do what they want. It felt really kind of nullified.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't have a hero to play with this game. AM is not going to be joining any fights. Keeper of the Light is like, you know, maybe he gets the blast inside of the arena, but other than that, you don't have that the second guy that Mars really loves to play with. Someone like possibly, let's say, a Phoenix, maybe a Rubik, that he steals one good team fighting spell. So yeah, very hard game for Boom. Looking at their players, I feel the players and the team should do better. Like laning stage was a bit wonky, where you have Tusk and Anti-Mage playing into Earth Spirit and the Monkey King, so you're already setting yourself up for a loss in that lane. The only lane that did well was the mid lane, and it's kind of hard to play into that. And Bombi, man, his Winter Wyvern performance, once again, at one point I checked the score, it's 2-1 and 20. You know, so that means your positioning is extremely good. And once again, he goes back to that Shadow Blade, which he really likes to set things up.
Yep. And he will be our MVP of game number 1 of Course Bombi on this Wyvern. And it feels like when he picks the hero, you might as well just give him the MVP then. You know, the moment he gets on this Wyvern, this guy is going to perform. 21 assists and 1 death, as you mentioned there. Really, really impressive stuff from Bombi once again. I mean, it's got to be considered that you have to have an answer to Bombi when he's on this Wyvern, but Wyvern's not traditionally a hero which you need to come up with an answer for. I mean, what's the deal here, Black?
I mean, even in the first ban phase, they always target him. Like every SEA team, every SEA player knows it, because the guy just spams these heroes in pubs. Like everyone is scared of him in pubs. He just plays his Winter Wyvern, his Phoenix, get first ban pretty much every time. He just has way too much impact on those heroes. It's just because he knows those heroes like to perfection, you know? He knows how strong they are, when they're strong, where to be, when to be, where you should be. It's just like that guy is just like on another level with those heroes.
Whoever in the chat is, you probably have a hero that you feel very comfortable playing. You know the limits. You feel like you're giving more than you could actually. And yeah, this is Bombi on his Winter Wyvern, on his Phoenix. Everyone has that, at least like 5-10 heroes that they feel like, yeah, I pick this, I know what the limits are. And then you have a couple of heroes that you don't feel as comfortable.
What's your number 1 hero, Lacoste?
Black, what is my number 1 hero?
Is it Pudge or what?
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Black, what about yours?
Actually, also Pudge.
Also Pudge.
Yeah, I spam Pudge a lot too.
Jesus. I'm hosting a panel with 2 Pudge spammers. Goodness gracious. Well, there we go. Alrighty, guys. That is it for the first game of the series, but do not go anywhere, as we've got game number 2 of 496 versus Boom Esports coming up just around the corner. We're going to throw over some adverts, then we'll be back for the second game, so don't go anywhere, and we'll see you very soon.
right down to the end of your days. And I'll be right there at the top of the maze while the rats in the sewer stay stuck in the days. So now I'm coming for y'all, whether you're looking at nuts, you've already gotten involved. Don't think it personal, I gotta finish you off, cause only room at the top for one gun in the drawer.
Hello and welcome back to the D. We're here with the
A.
region brought to you by P.
L.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's how you intro a panel. That is how it's done. We are halfway through the series. Possibly, don't mean to sound pessimistic, but 496 did look very, very good in game number 1. I think Boom, they've got some issues to sort out, don't they, guys?
Sorry, what? I was just being focused on the letters, which I need
Yeah,
to
me
say.
too.
Okay, we've got no analysis prepared whatsoever, so no, but,
I heard something about Boom. They have some problems to work out the cost. What do you think?
Yes. I still want to see a better draft where, you know, they feel comfortable playing the heroes and not playing from behind already in the laning stage. So this is what I want to see from this team.
What is actually happening lately? Not only in SEA, but also I saw it in China.
Yeah.
They pick a lot of matchups that are already countered. Like he picked an AM into the Ursa. Why? What's like the thinking?
I mean, I would love to give you an answer, but
like I'm thinking. I just can't
any.
come up with an answer. Like at all.
Maybe,
You're already making it hard for yourself.
yeah. Maybe it's comfort picks, you know. Mana equals spells. Spells equals win fights. No mana equals no win fights. AM takes... I mean...
Mana Void against Storm. It's like this
Storm
very
has no
simplistic
mana.
thinking, you know.
I'll
Storm,
use it and just blow him up. Storm
I'll
Spirit
blow
even-
him up and his team.
He even gets first item Lincoln Sphere. You know, I don't think that was the item to go for. Maybe a second, a third item possibly, but still covers himself nicely against the Road of Atos and the Mana Void. Maybe he's thinking about the team, you know. It's not just me, it's about my whole team. I'll kill my whole team with one good Mana Void from AM. So I'll get the Lincoln Sphere, increase my mana pool.
Take that, team.
What a team player.
Don't want to be that guy that gets your whole team killed, though, if you like zip around like a maniac and then end up accidentally being that turnaround condition for the enemy team. But didn't really feel like there was much of one. You know, as we mentioned, it was just too fluid from 496. You know, when they got out that laning phase and they started playing together, this draft felt so powerful, just constantly taking fights, running around like lunatics, and doing what it is that 496 do best, and that puts Boom behind one game. Game number 2, what are we hoping to see from Boom other than not picking anti-mage into this draft?
A better cohesive draft, I would like some actual lockdown, please.
Bit of glue.
Like don't just pick Mars by himself. He has no partner to play with. It just feels like a pub draft once again. Like they just have no like synergy usually when they draft. I don't know why.
What bothers me about this way of drafting is, like, you know, these players are really good. Like Mikoto, he knows the mid matchup. He dominated his lane. Other people should also, you know, be able to understand, like, yeah, we're picking anti-mage. There's already an Ursa there. We should probably not go for it. You know, it's just you're putting yourself in a really tough situation before the game even started.
Yeah, you definitely need to voice out, like, we're usually how it goes, you know, like, what do you think? What carry is good here? If there's an Ursa, I'll not be like, anti-mage is really great. Let's go. No, I'll probably... I think I would have chosen, to be honest, Monkey King, I think, looked really good there. For them, cause an Earth Spirit already in the lane, you know. Monkey King is very good against Earth Spirit. And yeah, I mean, they chose to go for the AM for whatever reason. It's just they need to iron out some of their draft.
So
Hopefully
Monkey, when it goes to its Orb of Corrosion into Ag's build, like, so annoying. Like, you're just constantly being tickled by these little monkey statues around the place, slowing you down.
Yeah.
Just go away. Like, you're even after a team fight, like, hooray, won the team fight. And then you, like, kind of forget, you walk through it, and you're like, oh, my support's almost dead.
We
Whoops.
talk about the build on offlane Monkey, where you get the Orb of Corrosion, possibly a Witchblade just to slow them down. So it's like having a Scotty effect. They can't move. You're probably going to need a BKB eventually, maybe not, but you'll also Aghanim Scepter just feels really, really good on the hero. You might think differently, like you're not just playing the position 1 or position 2 monkey, so you need to adjust your item build a bit depending what your team needs. Like, I don't think you can build like a pipe on the hero, it just doesn't feel right, but you know, a bit of a different item build than what your position 1 and 2 does.
Yeah, it's just the playstyle changes, right? Like if you're post 3, you just want to jump in first, give that vision. That's usually why the itemize like BKB and more tanky items. I think he went BKB first even that game, and he just kept
Yeah.
jumping in first. Just give vision for the storm
BKB
and the
into
winter.
Mage Slayer. Like
Yeah.
Mage Slayer feels really nice because it also works with your monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't work with illusions, but works with the statues, which is really, really strong.
Yep.
One of the only heroes which can actually pull that one off.
I love it on Ember as well. Just one slide and the entire team deals like
Yeah.
almost half damage. It's pretty good.
I'm almost expecting, because you know we used to have that patch where every offlaner had to build pipe because pipe was so strong, stopped all the magic damage, and you could just group up and run at people. I'm almost expecting we're going to start to see some offlaners who can do that kind of thing and build Mage Slayer and kind of pull that effect on the entire enemy team and just kind of make you feel so much stronger. Maybe that's something people haven't experimented with so far.
It's
I
like
don't
a
know.
different approach to pipe. Pipe right now just seems way too expensive
almost
to
40
build.
gold.
Yeah, it's just kind of dead item right now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of aura items. Even Crimson got two. You know, they were too strong before. Repeatedly got nerfed, and now they're like 4,000 gold cost, and yeah, nobody builds them anymore.
Nope.
You see Pangolier and CM. CM. What do you think about CM? I feel like it's one of the best plus 5s.
For sure.
When some people play it. When others play it.
Oh, well, yeah. So, like Virtus Pro kind of invented Crystal Maiden, where they just completely dominate throughout the Epic League. Like,
Yeah.
you show up in the lane, you can zone out both of the heroes. You just need constant mana regen. Like, you have a Clarity, you have a couple of Mangoes, and keep spamming that Noah, give your safe laner first 2 waves kind of for free, and continue dominating. It seems like a very easy thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, you know, there's a lot of turnaround potential with the freezing field. Frostbite is one of the best spells against all these mobility heroes that are getting picked right now.
Insania, CM always picking up that BKB at an early timing and surprising the enemy team with it as well. That's always fun to watch.
It's so, like, freezing field is actually so strong. You get 20 bonus armor when you just stand there. like a Monkey King suddenly can't fight you anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like this Monkey King
It's
with
very
2 more
unsettling.
items than you just stand there, woo, and he just dies.
You try. You always try. It's like, you know,
always try.
you see egg being popped by Phoenix, you have to give it a poke. Like, one attack, see how it goes. So you're probably not getting it, but, you know, for
Very
science,
true.
let's
Very
check it
true.
out once
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
How fast do I... Okay, not enough. Fine, I'll go away now. Yeah, you always got to give them the one poke, the limit testing.
The Tiny against Egg is my favorite. 5 seconds later.
I was trying to devord with the Tiny the other day. Like,
How'd that feel?
it took me like 15 seconds.
I'm a big fan of when you're playing Wraith King and you get Fire Spirited up and then you go for the last hit with your crit on.
There you go.
You're like...
Especially when you get the spinny one. What is that item that makes you spin when you crit?
I don't know. I don't
That's
play
really
Raid
funny.
King. I play only fun heroes.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa, like
Oh.
Monkey King post 4, so fun.
Yeah, I mean, he is. Like, what do you do? You summon Skellies, and
Yeah. Chase after supports with them.
Skellies are
I
so
like the
broken,
boys.
actually.
They are.
Like,
They
you
do so much
can't, you
damage.
can't kill them. They're too speedy. Like, they outrun the supports.
They have
But-
360.
Yeah, where is Raid King? Yeah, Raid King is banned out. So 496, they go with the Earth Spirit and Ursa once again. They have also an
Bloodseeker.
answer for Pangolier. There is the Bloodseeker, a lot of AoE control, silence, decide where they want to fight. So far, looking good for
Technically-
496.
Technically, Boom should pick Lycan and 496 should pick Phoenix every game because that would be very on brand for them because that's what their logos are. So I don't know why they're not, but...
Yeah.
You know.
But Phoenix is always banned against them.
Oh, yeah.
Because
they
of
don't want
Bombi.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Should have chosen another logo. That's
Definitely.
a silly mistake, man.
What's the worst hero in the
Rookie.
game right now?
The worst hero in the game right now?
Maybe Tinker?
No.
No? Is he still okay?
I mean, I feel like from what I've seen, it's not actually Bounty or Naga Siren,
Naga just feels so underwhelming.
but it's because I feel we haven't seen like a really good Naga player yet.
Team Naga. There we go.
But yeah, do you think this Bloodseeker can be plus 5 at all? Or is it just going to be an offlane
No,
Bloodseeker?
it's most likely offlane.
Because they just picked it right away against the Pango. There's a lot of heroes like the Monkey King. I feel Bloodseeker can't really lane into Monkey King.
Bloodseeker can't
hard.
lane?
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's okay, I think, because
Really? With
his
the new
starting
Bloodline?
armor, his starting armor is 7, I believe, on Bloodseeker as well. So you know, he
But-
can't
but-
trade. And
But
the
Earth
diff-
Spirit and I mean I don't know. I just feel
level
it's gonna be
1,
difficult.
level 1 Monkey King
It's
is like it's really weak. You should try and fight him. You know, you have this
But level
mental
2, 3?
thing. Level
Every time,
3
dude,
is
every time.
much harder. Also, like if you think about Ursa against Monkey matchup, like Ursa just straight up wins. Like he does not care about that Jingu. His passive is much, much stronger.
Until he gets level 30 and plus 200 armor.
Sure, okay. Just get to level 30.
Easy,
huh?
right?
What I love about level 1 monkeys is that every single time they're just like, oh, I've nearly got my Jingu, I've nearly got my Jingu. You get them down to like half health, and then they get their Jingu, and they're like,
And then it's like
they hit you
nothing
once, and they
happens,
get
like,
like no
They-
HP
They
regen.
hit like
They're
20 health per hit.
yeah, and they realize that, and they're like, uh-oh.
they
And they
start
start
running.
trying to run away, but it's too late. You've already gone in too deep, and there it is.
Bombi Winter again.
They don't ban it out. It's great against Monkey King, great against that CM ulti that we talked
Great
about.
against Pango, gives
It
you an
just feels
interrupt.
like a really, really good, vibrant game.
What's the interaction between Pango and Wyvern? Do you still roll or just stand there?
They just sit there.
You just sit there? Cool.
Just sit there. Well, we'll get you, I don't know, what
Storm.
you're doing inside the...
This time the other team has a Storm, but they... I mean, I guess they don't have the best answers.
No.
Curse into Bloodrite could potentially be a setup, but it's not that easy to pull off. I like the Storm pick. Yeah, I mean, I actually think it's a pretty good Storm pick.
It is a little bit limited on the lockdown. 2 silences, plus a Winter's Curse.
Plus an Atos probably on the Bloodseeker. Yeah, I mean,
What do they need? Like, is this an offlane monkey? I don't think it's a good matchup.
Nah, you can't do
It's
carry.
just-
You can't do carry. I mean, I guess you can do just +4 Pango.
Plus 4 Pango. Let's see what they decide to ban out. So they are banning out position 4
Ban out
heroes.
Tusk, yep.
Something that Ursa struggles against is Disarm and Pangolier. You know, if you're lucky enough, that's why it's called Lucky Shot.
I think Veno could be a big problem for 496. Like
Yeah.
even Wyvern hates playing against Veno, Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker is, yeah.
They're all like very Veno hater-ish.
But Bloodseeker's a weird one, because obviously you heal
It
from
goes
your
both ways.
thirst, but if you don't get kills, which your team aren't really trying to get kills there, it's a really weird one.
I feel like
Definitely.
but Pango Veno is a really strong lane, right? You
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
you
It's
gale
just-
him and then you disarm him. He's like, what do I do? Can't do anything.
Just like that. That's exactly what happens.
I know. I'm very good with voice
Okay,
acting.
so they ban out Viper.
sounds.
It's pretty much the same thing that Ursa struggles against. Could be an offlane Viper. They need a mid laner for 496, something that's good against Storm Spirit. I would not mind
like DK.
Dragonite. Yeah,
Yeah.
just Dragonite feels.
I'm actually a big DK fan. Like everybody hates the hero because it's so boring and. But it's just a super
made it quite
stable
fun.
hero, you know.
Doesn't lose his lane.
And gives you really good stun. Scales very well into late game. It's just one of those
he's
staple
boring
heroes.
early, but later on he gets quite fun. He's got some fun items, like the Ags and the Shard are very
Black Dragon,
entertaining. I think
yeah.
the Shard is useless, but
By the way, I
I
took
can see the
inspiration from me.
bias, you know, Black Dragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black. Your nickname was Black Dragon 557, right?
Power 3.
553. Okay.
And Ice Rock knows that, so he took inspiration from that. He could have made it like, I don't know, like a purple dragon or something, but it ended up me.
Yeah, there's the Venomancer, something that Ursa struggles against.
Yeah.
Should be a bit tricky lane. We've seen something similar in Southeast Asia. Can't remember which team played it. Ursa into Venomancer.
But there was a Veno Shaker though. I feel Veno Pango is much stronger.
Like you have slow, you have Disarm, another slow on top of that. So looking
Sounds scary.
looking really good, yeah.
The question is, if we can see that Veno, why can't they?
well, maybe they did and just decided that their other bands took priority.
So they banned Tusk and then Viper. Like it feels
I'm not
like
sure about the Tusk ban,
They
I'll be
didn't
real
quite
with you.
know they wanted to ban actually.
I'll live with you on that one, but yeah, the Viper.
So last pick, what do they need? They need to answers. A lot of answers. DK is not that
do.
good anymore against Veno. Feels a little bit uncomfortable.
They're very limited on lockdown, so
Yeah.
why not Voids? Okay, he's banned out. Never mind.
Is Ember possibly?
Ember
but
as a possibility.
That doesn't land it well
Yeah.
against Storm though. Monkey is quite good against
Well,
it. 4 and 6
okay.
has troubles now with draft, I feel.
they really, yeah. I mean, I don't think there's any single hero which is going to make us confident in this 496 draft.
Lina, why not Lina? Is Lina available?
It's
lot
available.
of
It's very
catch.
squishy though.
3 heroes which can get on top of you. I think that's kind of
They
brutal.
do go for the Mars.
We got Mars mid.
Is it a Mars mid or
Or-
Earth Spirit mid?
It's
Let's
Mars
have a
mid.
look.
Mars
It's Mars mid.
But
I
why?
believe. Yeah.
Against Venomancer and Storm? It's not even that
It
good.
just feels like he's gonna get kited by Storm Spirit, Venomancer, CM.
Okay, but it does give you that lockdown and kind of team fight which you guys were asking for, but No, I do echo the sentiments, guys.
I hate this kind of thing where the team that I thought should win 100%, they pick this super weird thing, and now I'm gonna probably say Boom is gonna win, and then Boom loses anyway because the team is better. But there's just purely draft-wise, Boom outdrafted them pretty hard this game, I feel.
Yeah, they did. I mean, 496 also kind of outdrafted themselves with this Mars last pick. You had better option, that's for sure.
Lots of better
Pretty
options.
Galaxy Brain. All right, guys, I'm going to ask you guys for some predictions now. This time starting with Lacoste.
I'll still go with 496. I feel that, you know, I've seen this before. Venomancer put some pressure on the Ursa. He still manages to recover in the jungle, and I'm not doubting Bombi's Winter Wyvern. A lot of team fight, you know. Mars into Bloodrite, Winter Wyvern ulti plus Earth Spirit, something that possibly Boom cannot match.
Yeah.
Black?
I mean, I would have also gone for 496, but I want to spice it up a little bit,
All
of
right.
course. So I have to go for Boom, but only because he chose 496.
Okay, all right.
Makes
If
a lot
I
of
chose
sense.
first, I would have gone for 496, and he would have gone for Boom. Because we're all here for entertainment value. We don't care about our
confidence in your convictions, Black.
Yes.
Have confidence because, yeah, I don't have any confidence in you at all. Though. I'm going 496 as well. Actually, no, I'm going Boom. I'm going Boom. Sorry, production. I'm going Boom. I've changed my mind.
No, it's too late. Too late.
Right
You're
or
done.
die.
It's already done.
Wow.
They change it. These guys are amazing.
We have the technology.
I'm going 496.
And let's bring in our casters, as we of course have Beacop and Lizard awaiting this lovely game which is about to come on to us. Guys, quick thoughts about this draft before we get into the game.
Yeah, I called my psychic for this one.
Nice.
And my psychic said that 496 was going to win. So last time it was a coin flip. This time I called my psychic all the way back in the US. It was an interesting time zone shift, but going 496 again.
You could probably get a better psychic here in Romania with all the folklore and whatnot. But, yep, the draft, like Lacoste literally said what I was thinking. They outdrafted themselves with this last pick.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a feeling, okay, we have this Bloodseeker. He's going to do well versus Pango. We have this team overall that looks solid on paper. Let's make it spicier. Let's make it a little bit harder for ourselves. Let's pick something that's not really conventional. However, the Veno pick, 100% they saw it, because the first series, the first game that they played in this tournament was Ursa into Venomancer matchup.
That's true, that's true.
Which went extremely badly, right, for the Venomancer, for the Ursa in the laning stage, but for the Venomancer later on.
Okay, guys, thank you for that very quick prediction there, Lizard. And we're going to get into game number 2 between Boom and 496 Gaming. Become a Lizard, take it away.
Thanks, Nomad. Back. Second game, 496, Boom, Boom. There were times where it looked like maybe they could get it done, but at the end of the day, I think 496, they were just too good for Boom to overcome.
Yep.
And yeah, so it ends up with 496 taking the first game, and now they've got Bombi back on the Winter Wyvern. I don't want to say that game was all on Bombi in that first one, because it wasn't, but he was definitely an all-star in that lineup on this Winter Wyvern, and they've given it up to him again. I know it's hard to give a ban, like a respect ban on a Winter Wyvern, but is there a point where we're going to see eventually just, you know, Bombi's Winter Wyvern getting banned out and not playing against it?
Yeah, I think it's a solid ban. However, you can also draft against it, and this game is much better. Like at the beginning of the last game, if you remember, I said this is a free Wyvern game because there's no one to jump him. There's no one to eliminate the threat at the beginning of a team fight. This time around, you have Monkey, you have your Storm, you have even the Pango. So it's not looking as easy for Bombi.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if he can overcome adversity with this lineup that's able to get on top of the Winter Wyvern, or if he's just too good with this Winter Wyvern overall. Boulder Smash hits on the hide. They've got 3 heroes up here for 496 for the moment. That is Living the Bloodseeker by himself, but eventually the Earth Spirit does TP over bottom.
So the Bloodseeker actually didn't lose a lot here. The only problem is Hustler did, and Hustler will hit that level 2 a little bit later than he usually wants to, but Red will hit his 2 a little bit faster than he usually would, so it's kind of a trade-off that you want to make in order to try and assassinate the Venom on the top lane. Didn't work out though.
And this combination is something that 496 are getting really comfortable with in their support duo. The Earth Spirit as well as the Winter Wyvern, constantly using this duo to really just overwhelm these heroes on whether it be Boom or Vice before.
It's just a very strong duo overall, but it comes down to the way they play it too. Earth Spirit has that problem of not being really a dominant laner. But you can see that he is adjusting his playstyle down bottom. He's creep skipping, and that's what you want to do. If your lane is hard, you creep skip, you don't play the lane, and it makes everything so much easier.
Do you think that they, on 496, could have swapped the Ursa lane with something else, or is it just Venomancer's going to have a good matchup regardless?
I think you just suffer, and that BB right now is definitely suffering. There's some things here that BB will benefit from. He's getting a lot of solo experience. Wyvern is is pulling, and he's gonna get some farm under the tower. But he definitely can die to this Hyde plus Venomancer combo.
Using that Earthshock just to get some CS here, but the denies still coming through for FBZ. And this mid matchup, you've got Storm at 17-3, the Mars at 14-1. There were times where we would see Mars mid every now and then. It's not a hero that avoids the lane altogether, but now up here against the Storm, do you expect him to keep up as we saw?
Let's see.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Makoto now in trouble. Hustles come over. They land the spear. This is a long time for Makoto to be locked up.
Can he get
Use
it?
that vortex, but there's the fairy fire pop. They'll look for the first blood. Makoto, one more shot. Down goes Makoto. Hung just survives with 30 health.
Storm, man, such a
there's the
hero.
advantage.
What a hero! It's insane. Really good play overall by the Earth Spirit Hustler. He hustles them down on the bottom lane, creep skips, and then he goes back mid. He has those boots.
He's going to look to die here. Or, well, I don't know if Hyde's going to go for this. He's just sitting by. I thought he'd really play aggressive on Bombi overall.
I'm not exactly sure why they didn't. They had a lot of sticks, 7 Magic Wand on Veno, and Hyde on his own. He's very strong. He could do it. By the way, this Orb of Corrosion single-handedly is resurrecting so many heroes of position 4.
Yeah. Roll again with the spear. Makoto taking a lot of damage, but there's the vortex. Hustle might pay for this. Standing right in front of him so he can't roll away. There's the kill from Makoto. A little bit of an overplay from Hustle that leads to his death.
It's such a big kill too. Such a big kill. Because remember, he died earlier, and now he's half of a level ahead of Mars. He's going. It's very important for Storm to reach that 6 very fast.
Yeah.
As it allows you to play a different game.
Yeah, because we saw in the last matchup the Viper against the Storm. Storm was behind, Viper ahead by about a level completely, and we saw Storm's game have to shift.
And I feel like if you're Boom, I think you need to put your win condition on Makoto. I feel like you have higher chances of actually taking the game. Storm Spirit obviously can be the playmaker, can also be the win condition. Obviously allows him to be a flashier gamer than with Viper.
Swashbuckle away, bounty runes. That'll be looking like 3 secured so far for the side of Boom. Just that one remaining on the side of 496. Primal Spring onto red. Kez right there with this Bloodseeker. Just needs one more shot to proc the Jingu. Blood right down, looking for the balance strike to potentially finish off red, but won't throw it, and he'll escape just under the tower.
Yeah, that's some easy kill missed right there. The Primal Spring wasn't really on point. Then Boundless Strike save before the silence connects on the Monkey King.
And he held it for a long time. Now Bombi hit with the Gale, Swashbuckle in, Earthshock turning it around, Arctic Burn, Hyde trying to TP out. He's already forced away, and they're chasing red again.
Mid lane.
Silence onto the 2, but Makoto over mid. Hustler again helping out to get this kill as they've got the arena down. Action happening in all 3 lanes, and this is finally a kill in one of them, where they take out this Storm for the 2nd time.
Yep. My problem is Makoto is playing a really good game. Top lane that BB.
Yeah, Cold Embrace again, but disarmed after one shot from Hyde. Splinter Blast doing a lot of damage onto the Pangolier, who's forced back.
Makoto is playing a really good game, but the fact that Bloodseeker is able to stay on his own on this bottom lane without feeding is allowing Earth Spirit to do whatever he wants to. And Mikoto, he even got a kill mid lane, 2 versus 1. But this time around, he just folds. So they use the arena as well, the silence.
That courier getting
Radiant's courier
popped.
has been
And that is a Sentry, Windlace, and a couple more items there that just Crystal Maiden's going to be without. And that's a
Tranquils.
great courier kill.
Tranquil,
Yeah, full Tranquils.
Yeah, full Tranquils killed off. It's a big deal for Cascute, but yeah, it's early on, so it's only going to be that for a minute or so.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you were alluding to it with the whole red over bottom just by himself. I mean, usually we see heroes take advantage of that. When it's 2v1, you make the offlaner pay for not having his support there.
Yeah, and you're playing a strong lane. It's Crystal Maiden, Drew, actually.
And now the roll in, looking to keep him inside the blood right. There's the arena. They've got the silence. And now this Monkey King, he ends up dead. Drew goes down, up towards top. DPC getting chased. They've got 3 heroes for the side of Boom in the top lane, but it doesn't get them a kill. Now, even more. You've let Red survive. Now Drew's died bottom.
Yep.
That lane feels great for this Bloodseeker who's been left alone a majority of the time.
He's been farming the hard camp there, and usually what you want to be doing as a carry is either rotate top, help out with the tier 1 push, or you want to be sitting on the trees when you don't see anyone as a monkey. You sit on the trees, you wait out your options, and then you decide. Showing yourself constantly, it's not the play. Now he's doing the right thing, now he's going top, but they already got a kill on him, and they're feeling good about it.
Yeah, it seems like it's an all-in push from Boom in this top lane to get a tier 1 tower. The Wyvern Courier into the trees.
Yep.
Just avoiding that. But it knows that, I mean, that gives away that Bombies there. Primal Spring, Splinter Blast, and...
Bombi. All right, so...
maybe he felt like his position was compromised when that Courier got spotted?
his position was definitely hard. Bottom lane, red.
Ball lightning in, look for DPC. They've got the Swashbuckler to follow it up, so they've disarmed it. They killed DPC so quickly. They lose Drew once, and they turn it around to get themselves a kill onto the Ursa.
Yeah, Mikoto, a lot of mixed damage, plus the Orb of Corrosion proccing mid lane.
Roll in, arena down. Look over at the Venomancer. Again, just taking out FBZ. This Venomancer moved over mid, but Hustler's doing a lot of work.
Yeah. So one thing about
Radiant's middle tower
what panel was talking about, this Venomancer. Veno is strong overall in the lane versus the Ursa. Versus the Bloodseeker perhaps, unless Bloodseeker is speeding in and out of fights. But it's not that great versus Earth Spirit, because it's one of those initiating heroes that does not need the Blink Dagger to get on top of you. So he'll never worry about Gale, he'll never worry about...
Geomagnetic Grip with the Blood right down, so the double silence with the Spear. Hung takes out Hyde.
Well, 496, they're just taking advantage of the fact that Red is a beast right now, and he can apply pressure anywhere on the map. He's going straight into that Atos, has 2 crowns.
Yeah, I like that, and it should really be that extra bit of lockdown that helps them land that Blood right. I mean, you've already got Hustler going in, so you line that up. I don't think anybody's getting out of the Blood right if you're getting a pick off.
Yep.
It's really good from Red. I think he's played a decent game. He's not top 5 in the net worth right now, but he's certainly involved in quite a bit.
He's been alone on the lane, right? You can't expect him to be on top, but he's
got his levels.
He's got his levels, and he's, what, 200 behind Venomancer, so he's good.
Ooh, Winter's Curse as he jumps.
Can they cut the tree?
And can't get the tree, but they do silence him, so he's stuck on another one.
That's very well played by Drew. Gets out in time. He's still playing with fire, though. That was so close. I love the fact that 496 always have one of these. You see Drew where he's farming, there's a ward right above him.
Yeah.
They always have a ward here in their games. They always scout out this farming pattern of Drew, and they punish him for it. Well prepared by them.
Yeah, and Drew's still having a good game, you know, sitting second on the net worth, going into the battle. Fury, a little bit of a different build than obviously we saw the Monkey King in the last game because it was an off-laner compared to a safe laner. But, you know, I really like, so far, how Drew's game has gone. Like you said, he's playing with fire, though. I think it gets even harder when that Rod of Atos is picked up for the Bloodseeker.
His build is probably something that can be discussed. Battle Fury is definitely a top. Oh, we might see a clash here. Red.
Red getting chased, ball lightning, blood right down, vortex roll, trying to save Red, turns around with the rupture. They've got the geomagnetic grip and the magnetize down onto two of these heroes. They'll land the spear, they get the kill on Makoto, looking over at Kezcute, reapplying the magnetize onto this Crystal Maiden who goes into the Roche pit. Maybe looking to get some help with a deny from Roche, but Roche can't be bothered. And Hustla will kill Kezcute out, and they'll take 2 for none.
Yeah, so Boom, they aren't really playing around their strengths right now. And what is their strength? It's this level 3 Plague Ward on Venomancer.
Bombi getting chased. Cold Embrace. Is this going to buy enough time for anybody to rotate? Nobody's coming over for 496. It should just be a simple kill for Drew. One more shot. Fairy Fire. Jingu. Proct again.
Yeah, they definitely had time to go
yeah, that
there.
was a long time that he was able to survive. Vortex, as well as the Rolling Thunder coming in on a DPC. He's popped that ult, and now the turnaround, but Red goes into the face of this Storm. He's slowed up. Might have been a bad positioning from him, but the geomagnetic grip hits onto the Pengo here as well as this Storm. The roll through, ball lightning in, Red one shot. Down he goes. 3 heroes dead on the side of 496. It might even be a 4th if they're not too careful on Hustla. They've got the Electric Vortex. They've disarmed him. Boulder smash from a distance. I don't think it would have gotten the kill regardless.
Just give Hustla a hero, give Mikoto a hero that's able to rotate constantly and create plays, and he's going to do it. He's doing extremely well so far. Yeah, a couple of mistakes here and there, like going into the enemy jungle with CM without vision, but he's killed Ursa, twice now with his rotations. He slowed down his Battle Fury tremendously. If you remember in the last game, Ursa had pretty much a completed Battle Fury around the 14-minute mark, and he took the enemy tier 1 on his own.
Yeah.
It's different this time.
I mean, he might have an opportunity to make up that difference, but I don't think these stacks are going to be the push that he needs to get the same timing.
Yeah, Monkey,
it'll be close, though.
Yeah, Monkey is getting more space this time around, definitely. I believe that's also because of the Venomancer pick. FBZ is just taking over the enemy side of the map, which makes Monkey King's time in the triangle a little bit nicer. He doesn't have to worry about any rotations.
Work it on the Storm. That's going to be big in these fights. They've smoked up on the side of 496, but everybody on Boom is away from this positioning. They'll start to come over bottom. It might be a smoke that ends up getting them a tier 1 tower bot. If they don't find anybody, they'll show hung. Yeah, there's the blood right down, but all these creeps are dead already.
I don't think you fight this. If you're Boom right now, the right approach is, okay, ignore that, set up wards in their side of the map, in their jungle, and pressure the tier 2. That's it. That's what you want to be doing.
So that'll give up the tower. They bottled up a haste on Makoto. We've seen a couple of Storms with that haste run in instead of ball lightning through. They'll find this Pangolier. They'll get the kill on a high. They'll take out one, and now they look over at Kezcute. Do they have a way to stop the TP without blowing the Winter's Curse?
He was about to cast it at the end. He was thinking about it. Should I not? Should I not? And his wings were spreading for that marvelous Winter's Curse to connect, but it's a little bit too late. Yeah, height has to be. In the first game with Tusk, he had some YOLO moves. In the second game, when you're dewarding here, you know that they smoked for tier 1 bottom. What's the next obvious move after it? Move towards tier 1 mid, right? So I'm not sure, but if he's dewarding that, he should. At this level, you should know that you're about to die.
Yeah.
You should expect that. It's just that simple.
I actually like that Bombi held the Winter's Curse. I think they might be expecting that they're going to fight again shortly.
But the kills, man, come on.
It's a 5-position Crystal Maiden. Maybe it comes in clutch. I guess they will find out if they do end up having an exchange.
It's open for debate. It's not that worth it, definitely, to use it on CM. But this early on, I think getting any kills is fine.
So now they've got that Rod of Atos, but of course the Storm did pick up that Orchid. Going into the Bloodstone next, has that haste still botted up, and they're pressuring this top tier 2. 496, they're, for the most part, avoiding Boom.
They can't really fight. These small utility items have appeared for Boom. They have reached them. And now if you're 496, you're trying to strategically outmaneuver them. When 496 pressure a tower, you pressure something else and hope for one lonely maiden or Hyde to be there defending it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Take this tier 1 tower. They've got the Winter Wyvern nearby.
There you
Roll
go.
in. Don't land the Blood Right. Poison Nova comes in from FBZ. Hustle now turning tail. Kicks him away, gets some space. And, ooh, Ball Lightning as well as the Vortex. That's going to lock up Hustle. They'll get the kill into the Air Spirit. The Rolling Thunder was used by High, but he's hit with that Rupture. Blood Right down as well as the Rod of Atos. Nowhere for him to go. One shot from dead. Can they finally get the finish on him? He's in those trees and out of sight, out of mind. So they go after Bombi. They'll take out a second. Pangolier surviving.
Yeah, he wasn't truly out of sight because you had Thirst on him, right? And that's what baited Bombi.
Ooh, spear hits, and now they've got the Blood Right down inside the arena. They'll at least get the Venomancer.
But they might pay the price.
Yeah, Balance Strike as well as Ball Lightning coming through. They hit the Rod of Atos out onto this Storm, but Hyde there with the Swashbuckle. Makoto gets the kill on a hung. This is hero after hero going down on the side of 496, while DatBB finishes off this Battle Fury and now is desperately trying to get into the BKB.
Yeah, 496, I think the first game and the first win is still in their head. So they're feeling their strength, overestimating their strength, I should say. Venomancer had that 4-staff, Bracer, Magic Wand, you're diving him behind the tier 2. That's the perfect position for Veno to be in. So you kind of waste your spells and your heroes there. But they are making space for that BB. He stopped any sort of crazy movements which lead to his deaths. So he has that Battle Fury. Almost the BKB. Well, not almost, but getting there.
Yeah, Bullwhip, Aqua, Imclaw for this Monkey King, who is sitting top of the net worth by a significant margin. Spear Vessel for Hyde, first item. You okay with that?
The Pango Spirit Vessel.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's questionable, but you have to think about what item actually helps him in this game, because he's a 4 Pango that's always going to be ruptured. So any sort of mobility item that allows him to jump in with that Rolling Thunder might not really be that beneficial. Yeah, like a Blink Dagger. What's gonna happen? You blink and you're still ruptured, then you blinked deep and you have to cancel your ulti. So
Yeah, so it could be a detrimental item if you pick up the Blink Dagger.
I think you just go utility, full utility if you're Pango. You can pick up this Vessel, then Vlad's perhaps, Lincoln's at some point if you're really rich, but you just go utility.
Yeah, him and Hustle are about even in terms of net worth. You see the Bloodseeker's still falling behind this Venomancer by 1,600 gold. The Venomancer way out there in terms of net worth against the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, and it wasn't that big of a difference right before, but they just played the map a little bit crispier on Boom, and 496 took some unnecessary fights.
So pressure in, 5k lead for Boom. Doing quite well for the moment and keeping themselves across the river and making it where 496 don't exactly have many options in terms of farming.
Yep. They're pressuring the map well. Venomancer probably the main reason why that's happening. Able to set up all these pesky little wards. Now they're smoked up.
Looking over, Hustle spotted, roll away. They won't catch him, but I'll get some info out of that.
Yeah, you could jump with Storm, but do you really want to do that? Do you want to go that deep? Probably not. Storm is actually going for a very greedy, very aggressive kind of a build. That might backfire because he is playing into a Winter Wyvern, so they might have enough control to set up on him. He's going for Bloodstone.
We haven't really seen any big Winter's Curses out of Bombi just yet. It'll be a 5-man smoke from 496, really looking to pull back in terms of getting even a net worth. You need to find a big target, and there's nobody showing yet.
They don't have BKBs yet. Okay, they do see FBZ.
Spear lands, roll forward, and here comes the Crystal Maiden. Goes to that ult. The Venomancer's going to survive for a little bit longer than necessary. Pops that Poison Nova. They'll go for the Crystal Maiden for a second kill. Kezcute is gone, but the Vortex. Cold Embrace not enough to save Hustla. Balance Strike hits on Bombi, who's still holding that Winter's Curse, going with the Rolling Thunder, and not close enough.
I love how he sees Bloodseeker and just makes the right turn.
Turns around.
Yeah, like, no. Bombi Bombi might fall here though. Mikoto.
Yeah, with the Orchid, there's no way he gets that Winter's Curse off, so...
Yeah, we were talking, he got the MVP the last game as well, and deservingly so, but this is a much, much harder game for a Wyvern. This, you can see that it doesn't matter. This Glimmer Cape in the last game would make him invincible. This one...
They can still jump.
They can still jump.
And they can still stick with him. Roll, it's just close, but not on to that Monkey King.
Yeah, if they cut that tree, then it's different story, but yeah.
Drew almost getting caught. It seems like he's so close sometimes to just falling and changing his game.
Sorry from that. He has this thing. If there's something that he could have done better, says sorry afterwards. Like he had Battle Fury in that fight, in that attempt on the monkey. I mean, he could have maybe cut the right tree. They saw it, but didn't work. How far is he? Not truly far from BKB. He should get it any second now.
Yeah, a couple hundred. In a Roche, so
they're thinking, should we not? Pango goes in, the rest of the team is out, they have double damage.
If they get caught though, Arena, Curse, like if 496 are wise to this.
They saw the Ursa bottom without the BKB, and they have the DD. Yep, they're getting this.
Yeah, there's no stop from 496. When they see this and hear this, it might be a little bit disappointing that they just didn't make a move or couldn't make a move.
And that's an Aegis on Storm now. Mikoto is...
They're looking to go. They've got the disarm on a couple. Rolling Thunder. Rupture immediately used. DPC pops the BKB. This is Pangolier who has to stay still. Blood right down, but the ball lightning from Makoto going after 3 of these heroes. Looking over as the silence is out on the Bombi. Cold Embrace trying to survive in the Wukong's command. Can he get the Winter's Curse off before he dies? Yes, he can. It's onto the Venomancer. They look over the Monkey King. They've got him locked up. They've got the Spear. They have the kill. They'll take out Drew. They end up losing Bombi, but DPC needs to run. He'll eventually fall. That Ags getting a kill after Monkey King had already died. They take out KSQ. They'll look over at the Earth Spirit, but his hide gets in front of the roll. 3 heroes down on the side of 496, but they did take out the Monkey King. I'm not sure that's enough to make it feel worth it for 496 overall, though.
Realistically looking at that monkey should never die. You're playing with Aegis. You have full control of the team fight. Storm is literally controlling 3 heroes single-handedly. You still find a way to die. Like, what's happening, bro?
Rupture immediately onto the Pangolier, constantly while he's rolling Thunder. He tries to hide behind those trees. That's not going to help out too much, but we take a look at Makoto. Bombi, with such a little bit of amount of health,
just look at the monkey.
Gets the curse off. And
He sees them, but you should know they have Arena. You don't have BKB. Even if the BKBs are out, you have no help from your teammates. You're making a situation that should be completely winning into still winning, but only slightly because you traded big cores. Storm, however, Mikoto didn't lose Aegis. He's still scaling. He's feeling great. I think that's Bloodstone completed. Yeah, it is. He's a beast.
he's massive. They need to find a way to kill him not once right now, but twice. So go for the Pangolier, but there's the ball lightning looking towards the back again over at Bombi. They've got the silence. This Winter Wyvern just can't catch a break. They do get the kill on a high. The Poison Nova gets used by FBZ, looking for the roll away. But Makoto, he's still able to get to the backline, so he looks over at Hustla, and well, that's going to be a dead Earth Spirit. They have the control on the DPC, KSQ behind him as well as Makoto, now bringing in Drew. They've got the Arena, the Land, the Spirit, and he's also silenced, in trouble, getting low again, but the Glimmer Cape saves his life. They get the kill on a DPC, they're still trying to chase and get a kill on a Drew. Boundless Strike hits on the 2. There's the God's Rebuke, but it's still not enough. Drew finally falls to the spear. Hustler gone. 2 heroes alive for 496, but it's Winter Wyvern who's still alive for the second time. So they'll catch Hung. They'll get the kill onto the Mars and complete the full team wipe on 496. So Boom coming out well ahead on that.
20 Bloodstone charges on the Storm right now. Feeling great.
Just picked it up.
Yep, just picked it up. And the full team wipe afterwards. 496. They're playing into a Venomancer. It's very difficult for them to not get kited, which is happening, but they're also kiting themselves a little bit there. This Mars with the spears, throwing Monkey from the cliff down, then up. It wasn't that great. This Ursa was a mad bear, unable to hit him.
This Ursa still trying to...
Dyer's
I don't know.
bottom
He
tower is
feels
under attack.
not as strong as maybe you'd expect at this point in the game. He's only got 10k net worth. He's got that BKB now, but he's looking for the Blink Dagger.
He used the BKB twice already. It's on 8-second mark, yeah.
Out of Atos. In the silence, but again, Makoto still working with that Aegis.
Yeah, good luck with that. What's gonna happen? He has another minute on the Aegis as well, so
A lot of time to work with.
Dyer's middle tower
that's
is under
another team fight. They should pressure it. They should pressure another
Look
team
at
fight.
this move, and Bombi just getting bullied.
21.
Yep. Blood right down, Rupture used onto the Pangolier. They'll try to get at least this one. Still alive with a minuscule amount of health, and they can't kill the Pango yet. Finally, the God's Rebuke comes in. BKB's being used, but they've got the Electric Vortex. They've locked down Red. They'll take the Bloodseeker's life. 3 dead again on 496. Boom. So overwhelmingly ahead. Up 17k. There are no buybacks available for the Dire side, and their tier 3 top is looking dead to rights.
The Storm Spirit is so angry right now. If this was a pub, he'd be all chatting. He would be in the old chat.
Ball Lightning again with the Vortex. Makoto.
Aegis.
Oh,
He wants to die
Balance
here,
strike,
remember.
yeah. The timing was definitely
8
really
seconds.
close on that.
8 seconds.
Yeah, that could have been a problem if they didn't match the timing right, but they get the kill into the Mars there for 62 seconds. And they're taking out the range racks as well as now the melees. So
Yeah, I actually expected them to let him live. Like, just run away for 8 seconds and then you can perhaps turn. But it's difficult to say. It's a Storm. He has Bloodstone. He can use it. There's also his region, obviously, from the Aegis Flames. So most likely wouldn't have killed him afterwards anyway. But yep, very well played by Mikoto so far. You wanna come double lane me mid lane? Here you go, you.
all chatting has to come out. I want to
Just
see
question
it.
marks. Just question marks in all chat. Two
I
Earth
wanna-
Spirit, two Earth Spirit. Tip Earth Spirit and question mark. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up now? What's happening? Gank mid more, bro.
If people could just not get upset, we could see it in pro games. Just a question mark tip.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it more. The trash talking.
It happens in every other sport, I guess, but
Yeah.
you can't hear it, you can't see
Dyer's
it.
bottom tower is under attack.
Hear it in hockey, you hear it in even, UFC. They
Yeah.
talk to each other mid-fight.
Yeah, of course. It's mind games.
I'd love to really see some all chatting go on more often in pro games. So
Yeah, we probably don't want to see that. Like we have problems with players talking, saying things that they shouldn't, even with this amount of all chat. So yeah, it's probably safer for everyone this way. We're still, a small growing community.
I think it's why people enjoy the
Voice lines.
voice lines a lot,
Yeah, of
because it's
course.
like a little feel into getting an all chat,
Dyer's bottom tower
which is what
is
we
under
really
attack.
want, as long as we can all behave ourselves. Smoke used by 496. They're down 23,000 net worth. Blood right down. Roll comes in. Is it going to be enough to get the signs? It is. The spear comes through, but the BKB's been popped by Makoto. Can they get the kill before he's able to ball lightning away with Kisku using that ulti? Well, now they need to retreat on the side of 496. They'll get the kill into Bombi as well as Hustler. They've got 2 heroes gone on the side of 496, but buyback was used by the Winter Wyvern. Red in trouble once again. They'll take out a third. They'll chase after Hung. He's into the base, but it's not a safe haven like it used to be. They want to get the kill onto the Mars. They'll use the Wukongs as Drew won't catch anybody in it.
Yeah, Hong Kong, TP's back, barely living. He's going for that Dezo right now. Hopefully that will help out in a couple of next engagements to come. But boom, yeah. Okay, so what did they lose there? They lost the BKB charge on Storm. What did they gain? Quite a bit. Couple of buybacks.
This was close. Ooh, okay, so Makoto got speared one direction, I think kicked the other direction.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Dyer's bottom tower.
Interesting. Because he,
Went both ways.
yeah. I wonder if that kind of disrupted that chance of getting the kill.
He was still extremely tanky,
Yeah.
but maybe if they kick him closer to everyone else, they can get him. I mean, spear him without kicking him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this Randomancer is so rich. He's going for the Wind Waker. Very interesting. Yeah, as Veno, you always want utility and almost always want some mobility spells, right? Mobility items. Utility, mobility, that's it. Yules, Force Staff, Auras. He's going for the most expensive one. 7.2k gold.
Yeah, the Wind Waker, very expensive. We've
He's got it.
seen Coddle get one previously in that LGD Aster Game 3.
He's got it. It's there. Just save your storm, lol. He gets initiated on, you put him in the air, he pops BKB, and that's it.
Is Wind Waker still, like, because Yules is like a staff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Wind Waker still a staff?
It looks that way. I mean, it would be kind of funky to see a Venomancer with the staff walking around, but he's hunched. It would maybe improve his posture. Think about your posture, guys. Protect your back. It's very important.
I don't know if Venomancer's back is looking all too good. Kind of just...
Yeah, that's some herniated L5, L4.
So 32,000 net worth lead here for the side of Boom, and well, no glimpses of him letting it go. They've also got a regen rune bottled up on the Storm. You've got the Aegis on this Monkey King. This is looking really good so far for Boom. They just got to put the finishing marks on it. And they're close to doing so. Satanic for the Monkey King.
I'm just looking at 496. The only way they win these fights is by pure outplay. Some Winter's Curse on 3,
All
4,
five.
all 5 even, yeah.
But they aren't really grouping up like that.
So far, they've been very careful about the way they push and play, so we'll see. Breaking high ground is always difficult.
DPC just making the move on to Kezcute, but there's the Glimmer Cape once again. Ooh, Kezcute just surviving, and that was the BKB used by DPC, just going for a Crystal Maiden. Vortex, Cold Embrace, Drew getting drawn in, blood right down, Wukong's command. They've got the Winter's Curse, but the circle is down. That Winter's Curse is not what we were talking about, what they needed. The ball landing forward, going for Hung as well as Hustla. They'll get at least one on the Earth Spirit. There's the arena as well as the Spear, but again, is it enough to get the kill onto Makoto? No, it's not. Back to full health. Pop of the BKB going after Hung. They had the silence for a moment on the Drew with the Cold Embrace trying to save this Mars, but it just doesn't feel like enough when you're down 33,000 net worth to get the kill onto Bombi. They'll look with the Blood Raid as well as the Rod of Atos on the Drew, but still Hung getting chased and bullied by Makoto. Makoto having a game for the ages as Drew goes down. Our Drew kills off DPC. They capitalize this one, put a period on it, and Boom will even this series at 1. This is revenge.
I love how he invested 7k gold into that Wind Waker and then used it too late on the Storm. Storm first uses cheese, gets all good, and then he's in the air like, okay,
I'm full health.
I'm fine,
good.
bro. I saved myself. What are you doing?
You just wanted to use that 7k item.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Mikoto was full of rage this game. He carried them extremely hard. Drew, he did his job. He created some space. Could have been a little bit of a better game for him as well. But Mikoto, after a few initial ganks on him, he really bounced back hard.
Yeah, it looked really good. And, well, Boom, even this series up at 1. I think we need to call a different Psychic. Leading me in the wrong direction. I'll have to change, like you said, from the US one to a Romanian Psychic. That will be where my next prediction comes from in this third game. That's going to be coming up next. But before we get to the third game, we'll have the panel breakdown. Game number 2, it's even at 1. Nomad, back over to you.
Thank you very much, B-Cop and Lizard. Yeah, they bounced back. Boom managed to get the victory. We said they could do it with the draft they had. They said this is the best possible chance they had for coming back, and they did. And me and Boom got the predictions. Me and Black got the prediction absolutely right. The cost, you know, prediction king yesterday. Maybe not so much today. Couldn't have it back-to-back, could we?
You know, I talked to production about what happened, and they told me, like, try not to go all in, you know, and... I have a lizard talking in my ear, so I couldn't focus.
Super loud.
Yeah, so, you know, just don't be as smart as you usually are so that other members of the panel can get their highlights. I'm like, sure, you know, I mean, it's not something that I wanted to do, but, you know, they said, like, it has to be done. So I'm like, yeah, whatever is best for the show. So I'll get it wrong.
It's very, very noble of you. Thank you, Thank you, Lacoste. Really helping us out there. But yeah, as we can see from the highlights, though, Mikoto was having an absolute stonker of a game. Monkey King kind of just having some fun with this one, I felt. He was kind of running around up to monkey business, making space, dropping monkeys all over the place. And yeah, the Storm was really doing the heavy lifting in this one.
Yeah, it was a really good Storm draft. They picked a Mars into it, gave him a really good lane. Even though they killed him twice, he was still on top of the net worth for most of the game. I think both teams in both games, they just didn't counter pick the enemy, really. Like the Venomancer kind of against the Ursa, I guess. But how do you deal with the Storm? He gets 2 items, the game is just over or what? That's how it felt like, at least. Jumped in, did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Ursa really struggled this game. You could see him running around, just constantly being kited. Venomancer, I liked his item build in this game. Force Staff to get people out of the focus. Plus the Yule Scepter gets E on disc after that, so he will get that Poison Noah. After all, you can't really counter that, and gets a Wind Waker in the end. It's a costly item, something that you've seen in Chinese region, but yeah, why are you laughing? Like you don't like the item?
That's a good item. I like the item. I like the item, but he didn't use it.
He used it once on a full health Mana Storm, but if he'd used it a couple of seconds beforehand, I'm sure we would have been saying, "Wow, what a great item to save the Storm." He allowed him to get his cheese off. So
now instead we say, "I did nothing. 7k gold could have been an Agam Scepter and an Octarine Core."
And an Octarine Core. I don't think the map's quite checked out there.
Close.
Anyways, but yeah, still a fantastic performance from the Venomancer, really itemizing perfectly against the enemy team and making this Ursa's life an absolute misery. I mean, you never want to play against this as an Ursa. I'm a little bit surprised actually that 496 weren't prepared for this coming into this as they took that Ursa. But let's have a look at our MVP for game number 2, and it is of course gonna be Makoto, giving us the finger point straight into our souls, it looks like, the glimmer eyes. But yeah, amazing game on the Storm. No surprise here. He demolished, and definitely very deserving of this MVP. 33.5k hero damage. Goodness me. He was cutting some peppers this game, huh?
I like his last name, Faturha Man. It's like Matumba Man, but daddy, fat father.
I knew you were gonna say that.
You knew? Like, yeah, Mikoto with a very strong performance. I feel like he just wanted to show after what happened in game 1. Even though he dominated, he's still playing Viper. Can't really solo win the games with the Storm Spirit. It's a different kind of a game where you can do things on your own, show off your skills. It's actually what he did.
All right, Black, what are you looking forward to in this third and final game?
That either of the teams focuses actually on what the enemy has and just draft good heroes against the enemy. At this game again, they saw the Storm 4th pick, chose to not counter it at all. Free Storm game. Of course, Mikoto played exceptionally well, but it was made quite easy for him from the draft as well, and I mean, he just delivered. Next game, I just want to see if you have a problem, solve it. Don't just leave it there, because otherwise the problem is going to be too big for you.
Solve your problems, put out your fires, change your nappies, and maybe that's what you're going to do in this break, which we've got coming up. But after that, we will have the third and final game, the finale, the conclusion, the ending of this magnificent series between 496 and Boom Esports. We'll see you very shortly for the third and final game after this short break.
Keep a light on in your night now. You can run, but you can't hide there. I'm the dark in a dead stare. Panic mode when I switch gears. I move like ghosts, don't waste my time. Get out my way. This life cuts road, this life no joke. So don't look back, 'cause I'll be there in the smoke. Rising out the ashes, the phoenix, the burn in the rage. We'll hunt you right down to the end of your days, and I'll be right there at the top of the maze while the rats in the sewer stay stuck in the days. So now I'm coming for you all, whether you like it or not, you've already gotten involved. Don't take it personal, I gotta finish you off, 'cause only room at the time for one gun in the drawer.
Good day, Dota fan, and welcome back to the third and final game of this best of 3 series here at the DPC SEA by PGL. My name is Nomad, and joining me on the panel is Lacoste and Black to break down this game. Just one series today, but it's proven to be an exciting one as Boom have leveled things out versus 496. Again, we're having some drafting problems, but hopefully it gets sorted out and we get nice even drafts in game number 3. And if that is to happen, who do you give the edge to?
Still 496. I still feel the execution is a bit better on their side. They don't feel comfortable when they are playing from behind. This is my concern about the team, where they feel a bit lost. You know, they're just getting ran over when enemy team has a 3 to 5k gold lead. They don't know how to bounce back.
Are there any OP meta picks which you feel like are kind of being ignored in this series, which we would see some other teams picking up, Black?
Was Nyx picked at all? Was ignored both games, I think, right?
Ignored,
so.
I believe.
Other than Nyx, I think they're pretty much picking what's good in the meta. But yeah, in China especially, we see Nyx first pick, first banned every game.
Was Brewmaster contested? I don't think so.
No, but is it like a top meta pick? I feel like it's only like really China
so.
that's doing it.
I think Brewmaster is extremely messy. I think we saw some SEA team. I thought TNC played it as POS 5, didn't they?
The TNC?
Yeah. Am I mistaken
I think
something?
Or was it the, no, that was TNC's enemy, right?
Fnatic.
Was Fnatic
Execration.
playing it? Execration?
Who was
I don't
playing
remember. Somebody was playing it.
Somebody was playing it. You're absolutely right. Somebody was playing it, yes. But yeah, no, hopefully we see some of these heroes coming up. But then again, if you don't play them, you don't play them. You can't suddenly go, we're going to do Brewmaster now. If you haven't really practiced or prepared for it, you don't want to put your team in that position, even though the hero does feel very, very strong in its current position. Draft just around the corner. Are we expecting the same bans coming out? I believe one team banning Phoenix and OD, and the other team banning the... what have they been banning in the first phase? Phoenix, OD, because they don't want Bombi to
And
get
the other
Phoenix.
2 heroes.
And the other 2 heroes.
I don't remember.
IO's been getting through, though. No, I don't think either of these teams play IO.
I'm just thinking.
I was not banned, I think.
No, it wasn't
I
banned.
was not banned.
I'm sure it wasn't banned.
Well, what makes IO really strong is
What is
all
that?
these new items. Like
All these new items.
Like Helm of the Dominator, still a thing. Then you might need to get the Aghanim Scepter. Orchid works sometimes as the second item if you get it in certain situations against like Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit. But yeah, New Heart feels really, really good. Kaya and Sanj, they'll amplify all that healing. If you combine him with someone that already has a healing, like a Monkey King, which we have seen 2 times already, like he just shines as a hero and becomes pretty unkillable. Like the Eternal Shroud, like this is also the item that you could go for.
Yeah. Eternal Shroud plus Kaya Sange actually increases both your spell healing and your HP regen.
Wow.
It's like the perfect item on IO. Seen it pretty much every game, I think. It's like 4th or 5th item after the heart. And yeah, you just permanently, 150 HP regen on both heroes. Super hard to kill. I don't know. It's reaching late game, the hero
yeah,
seems to
that
be.
was the hero. That
What?
Puck was the
Puck.
other hero.
Of course. Yes,
Yeah,
that
Puck is
meta
always out. Puck is always banned.
powerhouse.
Yeah, we'll never get through. Too
Oh.
good.
Never get through. Alrighty, Boom, of course, going to start things off with the Puck and the Phoenix ban out. Meanwhile, 496, they're going to get rid of that troll.
And OD again.
And OD, of course.
Wow. Great
Wow.
adjustments here.
No adjustments
At all.
at all. Do you think that's a problem? Do you think you should change your first bans if you just lost the last game? Or no?
Nah, it depends on what kind of grasp you have. But I feel like this troll first ban is interesting, not warranted in my opinion. It's better heroes around. But you can do it if you really feel like it's like a super strong hero. But as I said, I feel like there are counters to it.
So they open up with Pango once again.
Elder
Different
Titan this
approach from
Ooh.
496.
They probably won't
they
grab
w-
the Mars with this, right?
Possibly either Mars or they might go back to Medusa. Me and Black had a chat while we were coming to the office that this is underused hero. Feels, I'm going to say broken, but feels very strong where you don't have a counterplay to her ulti and she will always get the farm and be that threat. One thing you need to care about is mana burn from Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin, once again, very popular at the moment. Even though he's not contested in this series, it's a possibility that's always going to get picked against Medusa.
Always that threat on the board with those heroes. What about Anti-Mage? How does that hero do into Medusa now?
I don't think it's that good of an anti-mage.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. Before, it was like, yeah, you pick anti-mage, you're pretty much a set, that you're going to win the game. But the way that, Medusa itemizes the talents, like you can get first Roche, build up the advantage with Medusa. You can even like end the game, like if you feel that anti-mage is not getting that much farm, possibly get a Divine Rapier around 20-minute mark and just go for the high ground push.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a stone gaze. If you ever blink into the stone gaze, you're dead.
You're dead.
But if you initiate after stone gaze on cooldown, which almost never happens because there's just not enough threat usually, then AM can fight, but yeah, it's not a great matchup anymore. Pangolier CM versus Mars Titan.
I don't hate the Pango CM, but I definitely prefer the Mars Titan. I like this a lot from 496.
Yeah, I like team fight. Mars, Elder Titan pretty much covered, all the team fight they need pretty much. They have like super many stuns, good setup.
Great way to disengage, like if you don't feel like fighting, ET one of the best heroes. Same goes for Mars, just the zoning arena will be enough to keep them away. They might consider banning out heroes like Storm Spirit this time, because once again, they might be in the same situation where they don't have enough lockdown for him.
Yeah, I mean, Storm both games has been dominating, so definitely worth a ban, unless you have a good way of dealing with him.
Plus, the Mars and Elder Titan are much more intimidating. If you're in a dark alleyway and Mars and Elder Titan start walking up to you, you're going to be scared. You're going to be clutching your purse.
You're like, yeah, don't take my wallet. Here's my phone on top of it. Then I have this brand new shirt. Just take everything.
Just take it. I'll give it to you.
Like if
Everything.
Pangolier comes, you're like, dude, I'll lend you, just don't threaten me.
Shoo, get out of here. Yeah, not exactly threatening. That's for sure. Always got to be considered when you're drafting as well. If you're the team you're playing against these heroes, you're looking at their side of the screen going, oh, looks scary.
I'm pretty sure everybody would just first pick Terrorblade then. That guy's creepy AF.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I think Coddle's the creepiest hero. He had some of his voice lines. He's a creepy dude.
Yeah.
Bit weird.
Yeah. He's not taking the right way, let's put it that way.
Certainly not.
But neither are we. That's why we're here. What are they lacking? Lacoste. Team fight. Boom Esports needs some team fight. Some
Yeah, they definitely
stun.
do. Exactly. Something to
give me some
hold
stun.
them in place.
Yeah. Stun wins Dota.
It's easy. Like, stun gaming is just an easy way to play Dota since forever.
You make it so complicated if you don't pick stuns,
Here's another stun,
More
a long
stuns,
duration
yeah.
stun. They already have
Stunning
3 out of
hero.
3 heroes with stuns.
Stunning.
You know what's a fun hero combination? Wind Ranger and Bloodseeker. You just when they're low HP, you can always see them. Buy the shard on Wind Ranger. You just get snipes from across the map.
Or
It's pretty
not,
sick.
because it's like this thick and it's like so hard to hit.
It's actually impossible.
If you're as good as me, it's easy, but you guys might struggle.
Yeah, I know.
I
Yeah,
get that.
we struggle with those kinds of things, but I think that shard is one of the worst ones for sure. Like it
pretty
feels
awful.
very hard to execute and a lot of gold investment.
I think it would be good if it would still hit creeps.
You know what's good? It could possibly be good, let's say, with the Bane and Invoker in the team, where you're like
You time
Nightmare
it,
into
everything.
Sunstrike into Power Shot.
Into
so
So you guys are
Cataclysm.
saying you need training wheels in order to ride your bikes. Is basically what you're saying here. I can't land my power shots. I need someone to hold them in place for me.
Yeah, of course. That's how it always goes, right?
Why not?
Just
Why
because
not
you're a
make
good
it
Pudge
easy?
player,
It's like
doesn't mean
Ato's Pudge, yeah.
yeah, but just because you're a good Pudge player doesn't mean you don't like some Kunkka X-Mark setup, you know. I know some Pudges that just don't hook. They're like, I don't want to hook, that's so too easy. And then they throw the miss. I'm like, what the hell are you doing, bro?
Yeah, I never experienced that, but
I mean, I did with you.
that's what I did.
Yeah. I tornadoed him with Invoker and you're like waiting and waiting.
Sure, you know, I want to flex off.
I know.
I'm waiting until Queen of Pain uses Blink, then I land a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the team fight, there's the stun.
Everything
From
we wanted
Boom.
and more.
But I feel this lane is quite exploitable. Pango Sand King.
If it's a Pango Sand King, doesn't seem that strong.
Yeah, like a Monkey King could be really
Uh,
good against that.
He's banned.
Oh, he is? He is banned indeed. Morphling is banned too. Yep. Man, so many carries banned out. 7 carries banned out already. What's left? Anti-Mage is good against the lane. Pretty good against those heroes. If they want to switch sides this time. Ursa.
Medusa for 496. Always
Medusa would
nice.
be really
Ursa
good.
indeed. Been picked up both games of the series so far.
That's the thing though. Dusa is super
Io.
good here, but nobody picks it. I don't know why. Instead of go Weaver.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's okay.
You like it?
Squishy, you know, especially early levels. You need to be very careful how you're using that Shikuchi. Like, you want to do so much stuff. You want to make kills happen, but could put you in a really bad spot. Weaver, a hero that is very squishy. But I feel like we need to see more of this hero. For me, it feels really, really strong.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is something that Weaver struggles against a bit. But what
Is
is
it
that?
position
That's a
1?
carry Bloodseeker, I believe.
Yes.
Unless it's a mid Pango, but I don't think you want to play mid Pango into Wind Ranger.
If it's a Wind Ranger.
It's a Wind Ranger mid. It could be Mars
be
once
4.
again.
No, could be 4.
Yeah.
And then offlane Mars and 5 Titan, right?
It's an interesting shard game here for the Bloodseeker as well, giving him that feast. You know, against Elder Titan and Mars, it's okay. I mean, it's quite nice against Mars, honestly. Allows you just to turn up and hit him. But against the Weaver and the Wind, it's pretty useless.
It's
so-
not that great.
Well, not useless.
Like,
but
if you have
fair
2,000
enough.
health, how much is 1.5%? That is like 30 per hit.
It just doesn't feel
Some
that
quick maths.
great. It's
Dead on.
pure damage, but still
It's like,
feels a
yeah.
bit lacking, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he heals you for that much as well, and then he's got the
It's like
lifesteal
half of
talent
the
on top
cost
of that.
of
But yeah, I mean,
Basher, so you're like, I'll take Basher anytime, pretty much.
Alright, that's because you're a basher, though. I know you like to bash.
Yes, I do.
I know.
So Boom Esports,
any bash.
they're banning out the mid heroes, Invoker and Queen of Pain. Same for 496. So what's left in the pool? There's still Storm Spirit available.
Storm Spirit available. Ember Spirit available. Nope, not available. Just
You're
got
even
banned
paying
out.
attention, Black.
It just got banned out as I said it.
The processing time
there
for
goes
Black
the
is slower
storm.
than your normal person. There's just so much in that brain of his that takes a bit of time to filter through. But we do indeed have the Storm as a final pickup for Boom Esports.
I just
putting
don't
a big finish.
put Mars on mid once again. Like, put that either Wind Ranger on a mid lane.
What about
or
Dragon Knight again? I
read
think
them.
it's good.
Dragonite is fine. Like
Dragonite is good
Dragonite or
again.
Lena,
What are
completely
they going
fine
for?
with those
They're
two.
going
Bad
for
Rider.
Wow, we
Rider.
actually forgot about that hero.
Ooh, it's a biggie.
But it lanes terribly into Storm. Storm is one of the best heroes against Bad Rider.
For sure.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What you want to do with the Batrider, get some stacks, probably dive under the tower. He gets punished by the Storm Spirit. One pull, you're like,
Bombi Wind Ranger.
wow, I'm dead. So
One pull and I'm dead.
Bombi's playing the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, it's offlane Bad Rider and it's a mid Mars again. Why?
Oh.
They have the last pick, and once again, they're not utilizing it.
But I hate this Bloodseeker carry though, man. I hate both lineups.
But which one do you hate least, Black? Give us your prediction.
Oh my god. I actually need like a couple of seconds. Do you have an answer?
I don't
already?
have anything. I'm just
Yeah, same.
thinking
All right,
about.
I
'cause
can go first.
got
I'm happy to go
confused.
first.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah. If you know what you
and-
want to say,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I do know what I'm going to say. I think this is a good Bloodseeker game. I think it's a good Storm game. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Boom Esports. I think we're going to see the Bloodseeker carry pull through. So I'm going for Boom.
I'm going 496 again. Elusive Heroes, Wind Ranger. You have this Bug, Batrider, a lot of team fight with just Mars and ET. Still not a big fan of Mars on the mid lane, but they made it kind of okayish in the previous game with some ganks. But yeah, 4-9-6 for me.
Do I have to choose? Like
You have to.
I hate
Yes.
both lineups so much. I
Just go
actually don't wanna
4-9-6
choose.
because then we won't have any draws on the.
Sure, I'll go 4-9-6. Why not?
There we go. Now when Boom win, I'm going to look so damn good. Alrighty, guys. We, of course, have our casters for this game, and we have B-Cop and Lizard. Guys, break it down for us. What are your thoughts on this game, and what is your Romanian, fortune teller? Psychic, that's it, telling you, B-Cop?
Do you want to go first, or should I explain what my psychic said?
I'm actually very interested in the psychic's readings.
Okay, so
it's probably better than what panel said.
Yeah, I called my psychic. She said you're going to win Prediction King, and the way you do so is by picking Boom. So I want the crown today. So I'm going Boom, and she's right so far, you know.
Yep.
Black and Lacoste, they go 4-9-6. It would be the opposite of them, so I'd have a better chance.
No, I'm just joking. Like, it's very difficult to call which way this game is going to go. 4-9-6 again, not utilizing their last pick properly. Bloodseeker obviously can be very useful versus the Weaver, but overall we haven't seen him done well in that core position.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm lost for words as well.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully you find them again as you get into the cast for game number 3, the grand finale of 4-9-6 versus Boom Esports. Guys, take it away.
Thanks, Nomad. Yeah, here for the rubber match. As getting into this third game, looking to see who is going to take this series. Yeah, the Mars, definitely an interesting pickup here for 4-9-6 a second time, but we'll figure out if it's the right call at the end of the day, right? We'll see what happens.
just searching for them still. No, yeah. Again, the Mars versus the Storm Spirit. It went kind of all right for them at the beginning in that game, right? Like they got a couple of good rotations. They killed off Mikoto, and then he just started dominating. He started turning those ganks against them. He got a couple of kills, early level 6, and he dominated the game. This time around, do they have anyone that can rotate mid as easily? Bombi, perhaps. Elder Titan, yeah, not necessarily as strong as an Earth Spirit.
Also getting chased by Hyde. Is Mikoto still angry? Is the question. Still on that storm.
After that last game, I think the storm has passed. He's chilled out. He should be fine, but we'll see. I want to see a similar performance.
Yeah, I want to see Mikoto kind of keep that anger, keep that fire. Go for something, and especially if his lane goes better this time around. You know, they're not working with a Earth Spirit on the side of 4-9-6.
Yep. There are some players that thrive under pressure. Mikoto definitely looks like one of those. If you gank him a couple of times, you punish him, he comes back even stronger. So maybe that's the solution. Don't anger the beast.
Yeah, don't let the fire within Mikoto show itself.
Yep, we see a support Pango once again. In top lane, Drew.
4 stacks, 5 stacks of the sticky napalm with the Firefly just short of the Bloodseeker. Outpacing that Batrider, not getting burned, getting under tower, and staying okay.
Yeah, we've seen the Batrider played mid recently in a very successful way. On offlane it can be a little bit difficult, but this lane shouldn't be that hard for a Red and Bombi.
You think it's a lane that they're going to dominate in, or it's just one that they can secure?
It's a very skill-based lane, I think. It completely depends on which one of these sides waste their spells first, and then you can turn on them. It doesn't necessarily have to go one way or the other, but as a melee Bloodseeker, you definitely don't enjoy having all the napalm and fire on you.
Yeah, so we'll see how Drew deals with this, especially now on this Bloodseeker. I know some people on the panel weren't too for carry Bloodseeker. We've seen it, I think, a handful of times, and it really hasn't succeeded too much. Spear hits on a Mikoto, but now he's got the Electric Vortex, doing some damage on a Hung, but the God's Rebuke will keep Mikoto from chasing even further and popping a salve to heal up.
Yep, that's something that's definitely benefiting Drew. As you trade on other lanes, he gets speedier, he gets faster, and because of that only I'm saying that red shouldn't dominate. Because it is a bat after all. He should do fairly well, if not for these situations in which the other sides are very low on HP.
On the hide with that BB on this Weaver. He's got Tune the Shikuchi ready to go as FBZ. Now he's the one on the run. Shikuchi forward, TP from FBZ. The damage. Oh.
The win condition for the bottom lane for 496 is level 3 on Elder Titan. Once you get level 2 Astral Spirit, suddenly you go for merely double damage into tripling it. And then frankly you don't have that TP play.
We've seen a couple Elder Titan builds. One was not putting much into the natural order.
That's definitely not the way to play. That's yeah, like it's arguable you can max out the stun over it, and you should in most games. But you go 2 levels in Astral and then you max out everything else. You don't max out the Spirit. FBZ bottom lane.
And Drew also getting chased, but at the same time, FBZ, he gets killed. First blood for DatBB. We saw this kind of, hinted at as FBZ's been chased a couple times and really not making enough space between him or the Weaver.
Very interesting. They are abandoning him a little bit. He's not a Venomancer this time around, and even though he does have Sandstorm to hide in, it can get difficult. It's not that simple. So I want to see the Pangolier actually helping him out a little bit more on that bottom lane.
Just KSQ here throwing some harassment at both the Windrunner as well as the Bat Rider, but for the moment, just 1-0 496. They have a 1K lead. And another spear onto Makoto. Doesn't latch anywhere. Makoto getting close to that level 6. DatBB, he's doing pretty well. He's also level 6. And you've got
he got the solo
FBZ who's
kill.
just a level 3.
Yeah, he got the solo kill on FBZ. FBZ is suffering hard right now. Nice disarm there. Lucky shot. DatBB dropping so low, and because of that, Bloodseeker is a little bit speedier on top.
But still dealing with the stacks of sticky napalm, going into the Maelstrom first. Is this the item you want to see first for the Bloodseeker?
It's good for a carry seeker, right? It's not really something... I don't want to see carry Bloodseekers way too much, but if you do play the carry seeker, that's something that happens in EU often, you do go for the Maelstrom.
And we were thinking that maybe we'd see the offlane Seeker go to the Gleipnir, but that was never the case. Is that an option still?
Of course, yeah, of course. Even if you're safe lane, you can still go for the Gleipnir. You don't have to go into Mjolnir, but perhaps you don't have to rush the Gleipnir as well. You can go Maelstrom, then perhaps something different, and then into the Gleipnir. BKB is an option.
Storm sitting level 7. Mars getting close to that 7. Makoto, after last game's performance, I'm like chomping at the bit to see him finally move around the map.
Yep, he's won. He has won his lane, not convincingly. He is a little bit ahead, actually falling behind right now, but level advantage is there for Makoto.
Spots also places down a ward.
Just farming the enemy medium camp with that DD.
God's Rebuke comes out, but Makoto now picks up that double damage, has that bottled up. He's going into the Orchid. He's a little bit stationed. Is it hard for him to gank these other lanes? Is it a little bit difficult maybe against this Weaver?
Yeah, you have to think about. You also have to think about the kill potential of the lanes.
Yeah.
Like where can you actually rotate that you can get a kill? Top lane, if Bat dives, you definitely TP.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, only if you get bot rune, you go there, or unless they're diving, which probably shouldn't be happening. So, I think he's satisfied with just farming for the moment. That Orchid is a huge, huge power spike for him in a game such as this one. That is.
So I'm also thinking now that you've got level 6 on the Bloodseeker, or the second he picks up that Rupture, Rupture someone, then basically Storm can just jump in, right? Because you're either risking lowering your health by running away, or Storm comes in and tries to take you out. But look at this.
Yeah, the stacks
for red.
He's not level
7.
7 though, and will this be enough? They are working together here, but
Red?
Yeah. This does not seem to be the right play. I'm surprised they went for it. You need level 7 to actually clear them. They didn't really get a lot. They just spent a lot of their time in the triangle while Bloodseeker was farming alone. Yeah, it happens. Maybe they played this pre-patch.
Ooh, FBZ dusted up, chased. DapBB looking for a second, will secure it. You've got FBZ dead for the second time, and DapBB getting yet another kill.
So they're sacrificing their Sand King quite a bit for some more levels and farm on Hyde. They're spreading out the map a little bit too thinly on their size, I should say. But I think they're not really worried about the Weaver too much, because they have the Bloodseeker Storm combo. You have heroes that can deal with the Weaver later. This can be a problem. If the Weaver gets way too much, it won't matter that you have counters, because he'll just be way too strong to kill.
Just Bombi trying to farm up his own Maelstrom. It's got a decent chunk of farm, considering the other 4 and the supports overall.
Yeah, this... what's happening? Where is SCA? This is not SCA. Everyone is chill. 2 kills, 10 minutes in. Batrider farming, Wind Ranger farming, Storm farming. There we go. Mikoto is gonna change it.
He's going to try to change it. Shikuchi was used, and now they've got the sentry placed down by FBZ. All right, it's been there for a minute, so they can catch that PB if he gets a little bit too confident and comfortable in this bottom lane.
Mars is rotating as well.
There's another sentry placed down, so they're trying to catch vision of this Weaver everywhere. Makoto shows himself. There's the spear, just kind of walks in, spotting Hung, and with the help from DapBB, he easily dispatches this Storm Spirit. With the TP out.
Should be fine, yeah. A second off on that cooldown. They had well set up vision. If you look at the Radiant Orbs, it was actually showing the bounty rune. So it was very simple for the Mars to hide behind the trees and catch that storm. Still very well played by him, because it's not an easy task to kill off a storm. He can always zip out. The positioning was on point.
So I believe the tome bought by the Crystal Maiden, but then delivered over to Hyde. DapBB still inside the trees, going with the Shikuchi, looking over at Drew. You've got 4 heroes down bottom for 496. Shaco doesn't connect, make it a 4th now for Boom, looking for the Rolling Thunder. They've locked up Hustle for a moment. Hyde is just chasing Bombi with this Rolling Thunder and cannot catch up to him. Blood Right's down, and this fight from Boom is all over the place. This is certainly a time for 496 to rebuttal and turn this around.
Rupture on the Weaver.
DapBB lasso onto the Crystal Maiden with the Firefly. The damage is done. They'll get another 4-0, 4K lead for 496. It is all Radiant at the moment.
Yep, mid lane Mikoto pressuring Kang a little bit, but can't really accomplish much. This team fight, I understand Hyde and his way of thinking. We caught the Elder Titan, let's catch more. But you're not that ahead, or you're not ahead at all, you're 4K behind. I think you should just invest in getting one single kill and then backing off. At the points such as this one, you have to have that mindset. Greed will be punished.
Ball Lightning. Now the Vortex Hung. The arena's down. The spear lands again on Makoto. You've got Bombi just trying to get the kill onto this Storm. Earth Splitter coming in. Does finally finish off Makoto. And he is having the opposite of a game in which he had in the previous one. Oh, the power shot from Bombi.
Every single play that they make is being counterplayed right now by 496. Very, very well executed by them. The power shot from Bombi came in clutch. But they're making these plays. That's the biggest issue. They're the ones smoking up. They're the ones going in, but it isn't working out.
I don't know where they get their way back into this one.
No, it's still not that awful. 5k behind. You let your Sand King farm up a little bit, getting that Blink Dagger. If you're looking at FBZ, he's struggled quite a bit, but he does have 2,100 gold. He's very, very close to that Blink. Then you have setup. Then you can do Blink, stun, into Blood Right, perhaps Rupture the Weaver, you can kill him.
They can certainly try. It's just a question of whether or not their execution is going to be there as well, because so far for 496, it's pretty pristine.
496 definitely putting up a much, much better game this time around, and they're the ones smoking up.
So, Red, he's gone into the Boots Travel first, going Boots Travel BKB, the arena down, Hyde escapes, and they won't land the sleep.
Yeah, that's the caster's curse. Pristine gameplay right there. Messing everything up. The stun wasn't there, the spear wasn't there, and they'll be punished. You can see, or at least they will try to punish them for this, because there's a Blink Dagger on Sand King. They're smoking up, counterplaying this.
Ooh, Hung. Blink with the spear. Now Blink Burrow Strike, Rolling Thunder. Do they have the damage to get the kill to the Mars? They land the sweep onto the Sand King as well as the Crystal Maiden. They'll finally finish off Hung. They'll look over now at Hustler. He's running, but Makoto, he doesn't have Vortex for 8 seconds. He'll catch up with the ball lightning. But the sweep lands on a 2. This might give an opportunity for Dappy. Oh, yeah. Well, with the power shot lined up perfectly. Epicenter from FBZ is a massive win. So now it's time to run away if you can. TP out just in time for Makoto. Kez he'll TP as well.
Yeah,
Red had already used that lasso, so it is not available.
Yeah, I think the chat is going to give him some lulls for that epicenter right there. Sand King is definitely one of the heroes that can look very silly.
Blink Burrow Strike? Looked like for a moment Drew wanted to go.
They actually didn't have detection there, right?
Don't believe so.
No, he didn't have a dust, no sentries on the ground.
Now we're giving it forward again. Makoto, he's got this Orchid. They've got the silence. The arena's down, but the Blood Right not enough. However, the Orchid burn is enough. So DapBB finally dies in this game. Burrow Strike comes in from FBZ. Good shackle from Bombi. Power shot, ball lightning, looking for more. God's Rebuke pushes back 3, but the Rolling Thunder, the sweep on a 2. Focus fire from Bombi. Drew's getting low. He's trying to get at least something onto Hung, but he's under the tier 2 tower, and Drew is out of options. As Makoto dies, Drew falls, Boom into Far.
Yeah, they just lost 2 of their cores after killing Weaver. They were in a leading spot. They were coming back into the game, and suddenly they're again 8k behind. Bombi is just a beast this game.
Gosh.
He solo killed off the Storm pretty much in that. Focused fired him, shackle shotted him, and then power shot to finish the job.
FBZ, dusted, Earth Splitter, not gonna land. Hyde uses that swashbuckle to get away. Well, DapB's searching with the Shikuchi. Hustle lands the sweep. FBZ, he's being caught. The lasso gets broken with the Burrow Strike at the same time.
That's an interaction you don't see very often. And he's out.
Yeah, okay. Lassoed 4v1 escape. I've never seen that.
Yeah, actually, I can't remember seeing that too. Very nice. Like, Burrow Strike is one of those abilities that removes you from the map, so you can dodge many things with it. But lassoed, yeah, I haven't seen it. But very, very nice. FBZ actually survives.
That could be a difference maker.
Let's see, down on the bottom lane, they see red.
Ooh. Using the sticky napalm and now having Hung rotate over with the smoke. They're bringing the rest of the heroes in from mid to bottom. Boom might sense this and they might need to leave, but the arena's there with the spear. They get the kill on the Hyde. They'll find themselves one as Hustler comes from the low ground looking to get more done. FBZ dead to Bombi. Bombi is all over the place. The electric vortex is used. He's trying to take out DapBB, which he does. And now they'll go after the Windrunner, but at the same time, the Blood Right's placed down. That's going to silence up the Elder Titan. And they've got Drew running away, but not with a lot of health. The blink the opposite direction. The spear doesn't land. And Drew into the trees. Just barely.
If you consider everything that's happening, 496 can be truly happy with it. One thing that they truly have going for them is Bombi is scaling. He's a position for this game, I believe, but he will scale, and that's a good thing for them. They can't be happy with Weaver dying so many times, though. And he even went for just a Sanj, after that Maelstrom pickup. He wanted to go for Linken's first, but opted to go for Sanj instead. SNY is an option, but he needs to be a little bit more conservative with his movements. You're playing into an Orchid, you're playing into a Rupture. It's not an easy Weaver game.
Weaver, Maelstrom, Sanj, Linken's.
Very defensive, but very necessary as well. The status resistance from the Sanj is nice. You're playing into the Orchid, into the Rupture. SNY eventually is also very good. So
7k lead, so it's starting to trend downwards.
Under attack.
At least for right now. Shackle doesn't connect. KSQ gets to buy that Flame Break back into Dat BB's hands, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. They're going to go forward. Epicenter again just does not feel effective. The BKB was popped by the Batrider. They get the kill on FBZ. Dat BB with a double kill. He's now sitting 6-2-1.
yeah, FBZ is stuck in this mentality that he needs to use his ulti.
Dire's middle
And
tower is under attack.
When you're playing Sand King, you need to realize that your stun is more valuable than your Epicenter early on. He's level 10, it's not even level 2 Epicenter. So if you jump in and stun them and Sandstorm, if you get multiple stuns, that's more value. Plus you have Rolling Thunder around you. Your job with this Blink Dagger is to set up, not to kill. Hell, you don't even have a Veil. A Veil is usually what allows you to solo kill. You don't even have the damage right now, so I would like to see him actually change that in his playstyle from this moment onwards.
Get out of that mindset that you need to be
The damage
the
dealer.
damage dealer. Yeah. So we'll see if he's able to pull his mentality out from that, but it's tough. I will say though,
Dire's top
Bombi,
tower is under attack.
more farm than FBZ by quite a bit. I mean, this guy is having a game 5-0-5. It's not just the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, it's everything. Whatever he played so far.
Ooh, Shackle. Alright, Swashbuckle now trying to Rolling Thunder away. TP. And
Should
he's
be
good to
fine.
go.
Yep. Yeah, that Shackle. Sadly, you can't Shackle onto the rocks on the side of the map, so and he might fall here for that.
Orchid and the Electric Vortex. Can they finally get a kill on a Bombi? He survives with a little bit of health, but eventually the Orchid burn is too much and immediately a TP away from Mikoto.
That is almost 700 gold for the Storm Spirit.
Wow.
They're letting Mikoto go ham again. He's on 10k net worth.
He's top of the net worth. Mikoto might activate angry mode.
He's already angry. He's already in the mode. He's doing so much. The Bloodstone build once again. And once again, you do have the lasso this time around, I suppose. The Shackle is nice, but no instant catch. Instant cheap catch, I should say, for the Storm Spirit, because Lasso comes with a pretty long cooldown, and you can't really always catch Storm, especially because Bat Riders right now aren't building into a Blink. If you look at Bat, he has Travels BKB. That's normal. But that's what you see. Octarine.
Tower is under attack.
That Lasso is pretty nice, but you need to get there. You need to get to Storm.
They don't exactly have that option. They do have this ward, though. So that did have vision on Mikoto. Kez cute. He's got a sentry. We'll see if he ends up spotting that ward that's got vision of this Crystal Maiden as well as Drew at the moment. Now it's got all the information they could ask for.
Yeah, Hong with the same build like the last game actually. Blink, BKB, Dazzle. Nothing has truly changed for him.
So the game quieting down just a little bit. Still a 7k lead though for the side of 496. You've got Drew who's trying to make his way back into the game at 9,300 net worth. He's not too far behind at the top of the net worth. Batrider, the question is, how much can he do within this game with the farm that he has? He's 0-2-0.
He's just farming a lot at the moment on red. He found Storm top actually.
Mikoto?
Wait,
Oh. All right, he's
He
good.
had-
He had Lasso.
he had Lasso there. What happened? Oh, the pause.
Pause,
Yeah, that
maybe
was
some lag.
That was that was something.
That should be a Lasso 10 out of 10 times.
He has Aetherlance even, so Lasso should happen there.
Yeah.
That was a dead Storm. You have Shackle afterwards. That's a dead Storm, 100%. But also, it's questionable why Storm doesn't zip out instantly after the Napalm. He saw it.
So he had the opportunity. Maybe both teams experiencing
Some
a little
issues.
lag.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Probable. Very probable.
Happens all the time. So, 496, I guess I kind of spoke a little bit out of turn where I was like, I don't know where I see Boom kind of pulling their way back in, but I guess 496 are kind of giving that opportunity to Boom in some ways, and Makoto is starting to feel himself on this storm. I want to see more impact from the Bloodseeker for Boom to get back into the game, but how does he go about that? It just doesn't seem like he's got the items necessary.
So far, it's very reminiscent of the Monkey King game, which is, for me, inaccurate playstyle. With Monkey, if you go Battle Fury, okay, you can farm up a little bit more, you can be more off the map, but Bloodseeker, you have so much utility, even as position 1. You have your Rupture, you have your Blood Right, you could be the one setting stuff up, making plays, but I guess Mikoto is just doing it way too well.
Makoto, top of the net worth now, ready to get something done. I think FBZ, he's also, for Boom, he has to be the difference maker. We've been seeing him, like you said, trying to be the damage dealer, where he just, if you work with Blink, Burrow, Strike, and then you've got Storm Spirit going with Ball Lightning, setting up Orchid in, you can get pickoffs. You can make things happen. But at times it does feel as though FBZ is more so trying to play the damage dealer, not the playmaker.
I mean, he's seriously underfarmed at this point. You can't really ask a lot from him. One good thing for FBZ is Sand King, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you have Blink Dagger, you can be useful. Top lane Storm, Mikoto,
Storm
that
again.
shackle. So close.
The fact that they were able to stay with Makoto for so long is almost troublesome, but
There's a
Makoto
smoke.
is fine. Smoke coming through the back. Right now, Hustle, he might be the one who breaks it. He's just over to the side. He doesn't catch these heroes coming in. Epicenter, Blink, Burrow Strike, that's going to come through onto the Mars. They've got Red with BKB being popped, and the lasso being used on the Sand King. They're trying to get the kill on a Hung. He's going to be the first one to fall with the silence hitting on a Bobby. Firefly right over FBZ. They'll finally trade, but it ends up being a 2-for-1 so far. Red without the BKB. He's on the run, but the Blood Right is in. Kiscu's got that ulti down. Double kill for Makoto. Looking over at Hustle. Can it be a triple? It'll be a kill for Hyde, and a 4-for-1 in the favor of Boom.
Yeah, that was a really well played smoke by Boom. They smoke up, rotate top, they defend their tier 2 straight into the Rosh pit.
Yeah.
They're playing. They noticed, okay, Mikoto survived that gank on top lane. Because of that, we can smoke up, run straight back top, defend the tier 2. Just realizing that they're ahead right now. And also that Weaver isn't joining any fights until he gets his Linkens.
That was almost inches away from not going right, because Hustle
Epicenter again?
yeah. I mean, the Epicenter, that comes in, and the lasso is used on the Sand King.
They do kill the Sand King in the end,
but he used this kit. Like, does he need to be the one who gets lassoed in that fight?
Yeah, definitely not. You can go for a different target and perhaps even TP out after, but that's something that Mars recognized. Hong Kong, if you look at him in that fight, as soon as he pops the BKB in the arena, he tries to TP away. Sadly, it doesn't really work out for him, but...
Burrow Strike bottom, Red caught, Vortex, and the kill. No chance for this Batrider to get that BKB and escape. So another kill, and there's where the pickup... That's what I was talking about. Blink, Burrow Strike, be that guy who sets up for the Storm to come in afterwards, and that's exactly what they did.
Could have been done many times before, but Storm was playing on one side of the map, FBZ on the other. Now that FBZ has travels, it's a little bit easier for them to be together at all times. And Mikoto, 14 Bloodstone charges, he has the Aegis. Once again, he's angry.
8-3-1 for the Storm. He was 5-3, so he's getting those kills. He's stacking them up, and like you said, he is angry. It's not just his tires getting slashed and turning into the Hulk, Robert Banner style, but more so maybe a bad performance in game 1 and a bad start to this one that gets him green and ready to go.
Yeah, this will be the first play where Weaver is joining the fight once again for 496, as that BB, he has Linkens. So this activates him a little bit. Still though, have to be extremely careful. There's many ways to break it.
Sentry down, Kiscu caught in some trouble, run down, killed off. hung credit on that one. It looked like maybe Boom were gonna try and pinch 496 in that. But once the Crystal Maiden's dead, I don't think you really have that opportunity.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden, she brings glimmer to your game, I guess, so because of that you don't truly want to. Also, you're playing on your side of the map, you're farming, you let them take theirs, and then when CM is up, you make a fight. Top lane Hung, Red and Hustler setting up with these wards.
Now looking to take the tier 2 and not have what happened in the last fight happen to them again. Drew, Makoto, caught again. The lasso seems like it's late, but it's in time to catch this storm. They've got the spear that hits onto the Bloodseeker as well as the Earth Splitter. The spear actually put him into the Earth Splitter. They get the kill to Drew as well as High. Makoto is able to ball lightning away, but 2 kills just like that for 496. So Red, it did seem like there was a hesitancy in the lasso, but at the end of the day, gets the lasso, catches Makoto. They just don't get the kill. They'll take out Drew and Hyde.
I mean, it looked like Storm could react faster. It looked like Bat could react as well. Storm knows, though, that he has Aegis, Bloodstone, he's extremely tanky, so even if they lasso him, his team should be fast enough to react to it, but they just weren't this time around. No BKB used on Bloodseeker.
Ball Lightning, Orchid, that is in on a Bombi, but Burrow Strike follows it up. Bombi ends up dead. They've gotten themselves the dust. They'll look over at DPC. He's Shikuchiing away as they'll look for more. They use that Frostbite onto the Mars as well as the ulti from KezQ. Burrow Strike to follow it, and with the Vortex keeping him in this freezing field, they will take out Hung and drop him for 60.
Even without the Bloodseeker, they're finding pickoffs. You just don't see the power from 496. If they don't have the arena, if they don't have the lasso, they're just not making plays. They can't. It's not that they're not executing properly. They just don't have that in their skill set. You can't catch Storm Spirit.
Radiant's
I feel
middle
like
tower
he's
has
going
fallen.
Boots to Travel. He's actually bought the recipe, so he's gonna get. Ooh, no, wait, sells it real quick. He had bought the Boots of Travel recipe on Makoto. Do you like Boots Travel on a Storm at this point, or can he go for something a little bit more power heavy?
Yeah, I feel like he could go for something different, but yeah. If he's feeling it, he has Aegis as well. He can go in and out, zip out of fights, buy back, travel in, go again.
Swarm hits Makoto. Back way before he takes that bug off him, that latched on, and now they'll smoke.
They're aware of where Weaver is at least, but there's a smoke coming from 496 too. Yeah, you're just setting up this triangle defense. At the moment, if you're 496, you realize they have Aegis, and generally the strategy is let's invade the triangle, let's stop Weaver from farming.
So Aegis reclaimed, power shot, Hyde on the run, blink forward, flame break. That's a whiff from Red. They're doing a good job of kiting them around, but they've got the last of the BKB's been popped by this Bloodseeker. The focus fire used. Drew trying to run away. Meanwhile, they'll take out Hustle. It's Makoto and FBZ on the other side of this fight. They get the Burrow Strike as well as the ball lightning electric vortex to catch them. The freezing field is down from KezQ. They're doing a lot of damage on his FBB, but finally this is enough to take out Drew and KezQ. Bombi with the double kill, following up, going after Hyde. Shoot crash onto the low ground. Shackle. It connects to his dead body, locks him up, but he's in the grave already.
I'm not sure why you're rupturing the Batrider. That's like overall this fight, boom, they have the advantage. They're setting up around this cliff, they're putting the wards, they have Aegis for God's sake, but and they break the smoke, so they're in a good spot. Batrider even wastes his blink, but you rupture the Bat. The moment you rupture the Bat, Weaver can do whatever he wants to, and that's the problem.
Ball lightning, vortex, Red, caught. One more, not even needed. He would have died of the Orchid burn, but Makoto with another one, and now he has 18 Bloodstone charges. I like this move. He switched off the Boots Travel, and he's going into the BKB. I think that is a lot better of an item pickup.
After Aegis is reclaimed, it makes the life much easier for you. You don't have to worry about, let's say, some random shackle shot, arena kills, so it makes the game a little bit easier for you. On the other hand, what's coming up? So Weaver, he's not noticing that, okay, I have Maelstrom, Sange, Lincolns. There's not a lot of damage coming out from me. Let's go for some crit. I can see this. SNY also wouldn't be a bad option.
Mid, Rolling Thunder coming through, bouncing the Mars into the air, but they've slept up the other two. Won't matter, Hyde. The swashbuckle lands and the damage dealt. Hungan again. He is dead for the 4th time. Not a lot of deaths in this game. He's been involved quite a bit as well. But you could sense it starting to fade towards Boom. I guess the question is, you know, 5-on-5. I think that 496 still have a little bit of an advantage if the spells are not used precisely by Boom.
If the spells are not used precisely. I think if you manage to break the Lincolns and rupture the Weaver, then you have a clear advantage in a team fight if you're Boom. It really comes down to who gets that first initial jump and the pick-off. You have the Bat Rider on one side, on the other there's a Storm.
Sand King, Epicenter, Blink, Burrow Strike, that comes in as well as the Ball Lightning Vortex. They take out Red, and they will get a Rupture out onto Bombi, who's popped the BKB. They're going to stick with this Windrunner, but the Shackle hits onto Makoto. It's not going to matter. Everybody's here for the side of Boom to make sure that they take out a 3rd.
A really good ward from the Dire if you see on the cliff. It's scouting out all the movements. It's daylight as well. And Bat Rider, quite honestly, has a BKB and he's TPing in vision, so it just gets so easily punished. I'm not sure what that was all about.
So now a 2K lead for 496. It has dropped off immensely. Once upon a time it was
8K, 9K
closing in
even.
on 10K, yeah. And this is, like you said, Angry Makoto.
Angry Makoto and 496 that aren't really utilizing their strategy in some team fights properly. Switched off, by the way. Weaver went from the initial crit build. Now he's going into the Skadi. Yeah, just another one of those very popular builds.
Roshan 35, by the way. They get the Orchid, Blood right down. Elder Titan dead to rights. Question is, who gets the kill? And it ends up being Drew. Roche up in 26 seconds. Both, well, actually, it's a Pangolier and a Storm Courier that are hovering over the pit for the moment. They'll take this tier 1, and by the time they transition and push into the tier 2, they probably see that Roche is up.
Look at this. 4 versus 5, still smoking up.
Ambitious play.
It's ambitious, but they have to. They can't lose Roche.
Blink, Lasso, that comes through on a Drew, but this Spear, it's gonna miss the Storm now. An opportunity, the Epicenter from FBZ. They get the kill and a Hun, they'll look towards the rest with BKB being popped by Bombi and chasing after Drew. The damage from the Focus Fire, is it gonna be enough? No, Drew, he can sustain through it, get the kill, take out a 3rd, make it a 4th. Down goes Bombi in red, and with that, Roche says hello, and soon he'll say goodbye. Hello, hello, goodbye, as the Beatles once said.
Sometimes you just jump in, you don't BKB, and you whip the spear surrounded by 3 heroes. I don't know what that was. I really don't. Some of these players, like he had vision as well, because Bat Rider is jumping in first. I'm thinking connection issues, perhaps. Lag, just write lag in the chat.
Does that get met with a question mark in chat? And a tip?
I don't think you question mark it even at this point. Just let it go. Yeah, it's a very bad series of events for 496. First, you lose Elder Titan just before Roche respawns. He's your best hero to defend Roche. Then you smoke his 4, you get a good lasso target off, but then you don't follow up with anything from Mars because he just dies before even popping that BKB. I'm just looking forward to hearing what Lacoste and Black have to say on the panel about double mid lane Mars, one game after another.
Yeah, they weren't exactly excited about it, that's for sure. Weaver has enough for the Skadi. Makoto, meanwhile, he was queuing up that axe. I would have liked that. But he goes to the Lincolns instead. And then, you know, you spot these other heroes. They're getting quite a bit of gold here for Boom as they're up 7K. You've got Bloodseeker, who is towards the top. But hold that thought. Yeah. Ball Lightning, Vortex, and a kill in a Bombi, who had a good game going for quite some time, but has now become food a little bit.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're a Wind Ranger, position 4 or core. you need your team to play around you in a couple of these team fights, and he didn't have them. Like, look at him. He has Maelstrom, Crit, BKB. He can single-handedly take out one of these supports or even cores from the game, but he needs control for it, and the Shackle is not enough. Top lane.
Oh, Lincoln's popped. They're going to go and find the silence. They've also hit him with that Rupture, so he can't run too far. The arena is down with the Rolling Thunder coming in from Hyde. They'll look over FBZ with the Burrow Strike. They get the kill on the DPP. He's dead for 80 seconds without buyback. Ooh, it was the lasso used by Red, but it's not going to be the lasso that keeps this team in it. 496, they've lost themselves for Ball Lightning as well as the Vortex. There's the Freezing Field coming out from Kezcute. A full team wipe for Boom. And they are now ahead 11,000 net worth. And it looks like they might be able to finish this one off. They do not have Weaver for 55 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a lot of people in the chat questioning Boom, saying Dreamcell was right. Maybe Drew is right. Maybe Dreamcell was left. It's
Bloodstone charges for Makoto.
Mikoto is definitely carrying hard, but that top fight, really good initiation from the Sand King. He uses Yules, he gets rid of the Lincolns, he travels in to the Weaver. I think the reason why they did it is they noticed the Skadi pickup. The moment you see Skadi picked up on Weaver, you know he doesn't have buyback, so you have a chance to actually go in.
Ball Lightning Vortex again. They finish the Abyssal on Drew. That'll be used immediately on Hustla. Makoto with another kill. He is 18, 3, and 7. The tips from his team, they are propping him up.
He deserves it. He deserves tips. He deserves some drinks at the bar after this game.
What is the
That's
opposite
possible.
of pizza? So, you know,
Opposite of that, I don't know.
whatever that is, instead of a pizza party
Instead
is
of
what
a
he
pizza
should be
party.
getting.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Because this
I
has
love
been a
pizza, though.
performance.
It's sad that it's
Synonymous with
getting kicked.
getting kicked out. 18, 3, and 7. You look at that. Hero damage, 32,700. And now he's picked up that Ags. He has just built up just a wealth of net worth. He is sitting at the top. And boom. They are propping this guy up.
Did he die once since picking up the Bloodstone? I don't think he did.
No, he still has 3 deaths. He was 5-3. And I think it might have even been less than that. He might have been like 2 and 3. He is really on a roll here.
31 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah. This is just a performance of the ages for Makoto. I wonder, I think this is the right name, but there was this guy, I don't know if you remember the Viking challenge that was on TV. I know there's Ninja Warrior, and then before that was Viking. And there was this guy, Makoto Nagano, who was like
it's not
the top
Mikoto,
star.
it's Makoto, though. Makoto
Okay.
Nagano. And it's not in Viking. He was actually in Ninja Warriors,
Yeah,
the Japanese
and then Viking
ones.
before that was the
Yeah.
more, I think was a little bit different.
Dude, how can you add? My nickname was Makoto Nagano. Like that. That guy was a lonely fisherman turned into a Ninja Warrior.
They'd always show him doing like the flag on the mast of his ship.
Do you know? Let's stick to the game. Later on, we can talk about Nomad and Wepas actually going and climbing in Bucharest.
Smoke up here from 496 and disc picked up for FBZ, just trying to stay alive in these fights. He's done a good job of doing so in the most recent of fights. He's changed that mentality. He's not trying to be the damage dealer. He is, use the Yules, break the Lincolns, get the Burrow Strike, make sure they can be on top of that Weaver, and he's really become the playmaker, the initiator that they needed, and not the damage dealer he wanted to be with that heavy
And he definitely listened to us. He has Aeon Disc and Ninja Gear. Speaking of ninjas, this will help him quite a lot, because now with the Ninja Gear you can always make sure to initiate first and break that Lincolns, because you'll just be out of sight. Maybe Aghanims at some point might be helpful too. He's closing on to that level 25 talent.
And the experience is really, it's almost 45,000 in favor of Boom. That's so much experience.
Yep.
That's so many levels.
All 3 cores pretty much level 25 on Boom.
Yeah, and you've got Elder Titan at 15 compared to the Crystal Maiden, who's 19, and 22 for Hyde. Compared to the 19 on Red and the 19 on Bombi.
Red going for that Abyssal because You didn't pick really a hero that can reliably catch on the mid lane, like Storm Spirit, let's say, so you have to itemize for it. Slowly and steadily he's getting there, but boom, will they let him do it? Top lane, you see this? Ninja Gear?
Yeah, Ninja Gear. Oh, that's the change on Sand King. Epicenter would have been down.
If he didn't Epicenter there, if he just jumps in,
I think they might catch him.
he could catch him. The question is, would his team be able to follow up? Because Weaver is very speedy afterwards.
You got Makoto.
Yeah,
Has the Orchid.
yeah. He was. Storm was around.
Or maybe even have the Storm lead. That would have been interesting, because you've got the Vision from the Sand King ready to go, Ball Lightning in, and then the Barrel Strike to follow it up.
Yeah, Boom is in complete control, 20k ahead, but they don't want to rush things. They don't want to perhaps throw their lead. Instead, they're just chilling, holding this high ground and also waiting for Rosh. Rosh might respawn in 15, might respawn in 3 minutes and 15, so we'll see if they're lucky.
Smoke again coming in from 496. Hyde in an interesting position to try and break the smoke. It breaks on red. And now the lasso's going to come through on the Drew. Use a Focus Fire as well as the BKB's be popping around the horn for the side of 496. They look over as the Abyssal Blade is on to Bombi. The ball lining in from Makoto. The BKB's been popped by Hung. They get the kill to Drew, and Drew's going to buy back immediately. He's going to try and get back into this fight as they've got the Electric Vortex out of 3. It's a blue hole coming in from Makoto. Red and Bombi both fall. That is the lockdown they needed. They get the buyback from Red. That was Makoto making things happen. Epicenter on top of Hung. The spear will push him away, but that doesn't matter. The rest of the team is here. So, boom, are just overwhelming 496. And that is a fight that 496 started.
Yep. The buybacks are not on cooldown, but they don't have gold for them as they spend them on, like, let's say, a Basher.
Going in deep, look for the Elder Titan. This is near the tier 4. Is not going to matter. Flame Break won't be enough. Down goes the Hustler Elder Titan, and he buys back immediately.
Elder Titan is maybe, just maybe, the one that can defend this because of all the stomps. It definitely isn't easy.
Radiant's top barracks are
Especially when you have to stand still. It allows you to get just jumped immediately.
He stomps on 2 of them. He's slowing them down. Mikoto is the only one attacking.
That may be that is an interesting choice to try and move forward on that, because now the Barrel Strike hits as the Lincolns gets popped. They've got the Electric Vortex that hits the Elder Titan as well as the Weaver. They get the counter to PB's got buyback. He'll use it immediately, but they get the counter to the Elder Titan who bought back previously, and they'll also take out Red who bought back himself. So 4 heroes gone on the side of 496. They'll have the Windrunner up in just a second. GG was called. Boom, take the series. They overwhelm 496 with an outstanding performance from Makoto. That was very impressive from the Storm. Makoto making it work, and boom, just they were down 9,000 gold and brought themselves back into it. That was very impressive from this Boom lineup, and I was not super certain that they were going to be able to do it. But, you know, 496, they fall apart up by so much, and it becomes a question that, you know, maybe 496, they have a little bit of problems in finishing the game, or maybe they had some lag problems, but it's a 2-1 victory for Boom. We're going to throw it over to the analysts and Nomad to break it down for us. Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Bcop and Lizard. I think you mean the analyst and Lacoste and Black, as I was the one who got this one right. Thank you very much. Thank you. But no, what a performance in the end from Boom. They managed to pull it together. You know, again, it wasn't smooth, it wasn't fluid, but they did get the job done. Kind of brute force by Makoto in the end on these 2 Storm games, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, Makoto was just completely popping off on that Storm Spirit, single-handedly winning the game. What concerns me is performance on Weaver. I don't think I've seen anything similar lately where it's just game throwing. The item build, like Maelstrom into Sanj, not deciding to upgrade it, then getting a Lincoln Sphere, not joining any team fights, like keeping the Spider Legs as a tier 3 item. You already have Shikuchi, not going for a BKB. Like the list of what he's doing is just straight up wrong. He can't, like, Weaver as a hero should be able to take one of the supports, if not the core, alone with the BKB, like some really questionable decisions. I thought this game was not throwable for them, but somehow they managed to find a way. Never underestimate the power of throw.
Scathing words from Lacoste, but I mean, you know, he's got the evidence to back up his claims. It really did look like this Weaver was doing nothing.
Non-factor, yeah, in all the team fights.
Really did. Black, any comments about the performance from 496 before we move on to Boom?
I mean, I'm just gonna leave you one word, which is absolutely embarrassing, which I guess is 2 words. I've not seen such a team meltdown in probably a good year or so. After that fight top, they just get picked off one by one everywhere around the map. There's suddenly no team play anymore. It just seems like the entire team is just mentally completely broken. Like, I don't know what happened.
Bombi played extreme. I feel bad for Bombi, to be honest.
He was stuck with like his cars.
Yeah, he was playing so well on that Wind Ranger, making stuff happen, actually scaling with the Maelstrom, going into BKB. Like, if you buy a BKB on Weaver as a second, third item, you just straight up win the game. Just getting that item, because you will be able to pop it. Also, some questionable decision making by like a Batrider and a Mars. Batrider deciding to go for Lasso multiple times on a Sanking, who already used the Blink, Epicenter, and the Stun. Not going for Storm Spirit when he got a chance. Mars not using his BKB. Like,
the list just goes on.
Yeah, it's just the list is so long.
All right. We've talked about what 496 did badly. Let's talk about what Boom did right. And I think when we're looking at the parts which stood out from Boom, we have to look at Mikoto, who is going to be our MVP once again, and deservedly so. He smashed it on the Storm. This guy wanted to take this series, and look at that, maxing out at the top of the game in hero damage, GPM, last hits, and kills. He was absolutely destroying on this Storm Spirit. Huge game impact, and really just brute forcing this series in for his team in the end. I mean, you were saying they were getting caught out, but it's because of the Storm Spirit that it feels that way. You know, every single time there's a hero out of position, Mikoto was just there, jumping on them, destroying them, and really punishing 496 for every mistake that they made. And fortunately for him, there were a lot of those mistakes.
Yeah, best hero to punish those kinds of mistakes. Your team is just falling apart, being at the part of the map where they shouldn't be. Mikoto, man, this kid is growing. Like, he just feels like a beast. Insanely good player.
Yeah, but feels like he doesn't want to leave the region. I'm sure he had lots of offers already.
For sure.
But choosing to stay in his home country, you know, has been the same problem with as in your dream, maybe, you know. He has had really good offers internationally, but he never chose to pursue them. So we'll see. Like Boom itself, you know, they look okay, not great.
Not
Mikoto's
everyone
definitely stand out.
is as brave as you, Black. You know,
Thank
you
you,
were
thank
kind
you
of the
very much.
pioneer of the West, going to the East, exploring the scene.
Yes. And even after me, nobody really did it anymore. I don't know why. Feels bad. Feels bad, man. But yeah, Mikoto, definitely one of the best mid laners in SEA, if not even the best at this point.
Very, very, very well could be some fantastic performances. We do have our interview available. So from Boom Esports joining us to talk about the series, we have got Drew on the line, the carry player. Drew, firstly, congratulations. How's the team feeling about this win?
Thank you guys. We feel pretty good getting our first series win, especially after the last week loss.
Yeah, that loss last week was a little bit rough. How were you guys feeling after that game, and what was the process leading up to this second series?
We just have to get over the loss because it happens sometimes, and we just keep training and just focus on this series.
Yeah. Tell me, guys, where you're at. Are you guys boot camping? How many scrims per day do you play? How do you prepare for this DPC season?
Yeah, we're currently, everyone is in the bootcamp, all 5 players, and we just, normally it's like per day we have 2 scrims, but there's like day off for like, let's say 4 days of scrim, there's 1 day off, something like that.
Okay.
How do you like your new environment? Obviously, you're quite new to the team. You like it there. Teammates nice to you. Are they treating you well?
Yeah, everything as well, and we can only go higher from this. This is for sure a good boost.
Okay.
to what we can achieve.
So for this DPC League format, do you think it's beneficial to the SEA region as a whole to give you guys a bit of structure and a regular schedule of games?
It's definitely a new format, and I'm not sure how people like this, but I think it's quite okay. Although it's like really long, right? It's like 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's
And there's no playoff, which is the new thing. Normally we have playoffs, but for this format we don't have playoffs.
No playoffs. Even if you get relegated, it's very brutal as well. How do you think that, guys, affects you as a team and your mentality for these games?
I don't really think so much about it. I just think about like how to win and just doing my best. I don't think we need to care that much about it.
Good stuff. Alrighty. Well, within the team, obviously, you know, we can see just from the portraits behind us that you're looking like a very vibrant group of young, hungry players. Which of you would you say is the funniest guy in the group?
Maybe Cascute, the position 5.
I can see that. He's a very wholesome and funny looking fellow. I don't know. He just looks like someone you want to hang around with, doesn't he? Absolutely. Alrighty, Drew. One last question from me, and that's going to be: which hero are you really enjoying playing in your pubs right now?
Let's see.
This man's not enjoying his pubs, is he?
Maybe recently Bloodseeker, maybe?
Bloodseeker, my man, me too. I'm enjoying the Bloodseeker as well. Glad to hear there's another fan out there, Drew, and definitely having fun in that last game as well. So congratulations on the win. May it continue for Boom Esports, and may you guys continue on the up. And thanks for coming to talk to us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. Not your typical Dota player, you know. Talks about every other stuff. When you ask him about his favorite hero, he doesn't have the answer, you know. Most of the Dota players would just straight up
right now. This just means he doesn't enjoy Dota pubs at all.
No, I know how he feels. As a fellow Bloodseeker player, we're a bit like, you know, timid to really say that. There's a little stigma behind the hero. And a lot of people are like, oh, Bloodseeker, you know, we're considered along with the Pudges. Yeah,
that's
looking
terrible.
at you guys.
That's
but
terrible.
sometimes, you know, you just got to say it. Just got to be proud of being a Bloodseeker player in the current patch. But here have been through a lot of changes recently. So, anyways, guys, reaching the end of the day. Boom Esports, they did manage to pull off the win, which of course is going to affect the standings like so. Oh, smooth. And they are going to be now 1-1 in the middle of the bracket. Meanwhile, 496 are now 1-2, finding themselves quite low down at this point. Going to be quite difficult for them to continue to find success, especially considering they've still got some hard matchups coming their way.
Yeah. I feel this should have been, I'm not going to say an easy 2-1, but the last game
was pretty easy.
You just needed to keep things simple. In the end, it didn't happen. So you only play each team once in this league, and you don't get the second chance. So I think they're gonna feel pretty bad about this one.
Yeah, I mean, with this result, you know how it's just been performing this series and last series, I'll probably put them, hopefully not bottom 2, because they have some really tough matches ahead of them.
And this is something for a team that doesn't have that much experience. It affects your mentality, how you're coming into the next series, and we need to see if they can bounce back, considering that they are playing against some of the stronger teams in the region.
Yep, they certainly are. It is getting really hot already for a lot of these teams because every single win just means so much in this format, and you can't be letting these wins slip away from you, unfortunately. So 496, a lot to go for them. And Boom as well, you know, we do need to see some improvements in this team before they're going to stand a chance of making it through. And with that, we are on to our next day of gameplay here in the SEA region, and this is going to be on January the 30th. That is going to be Saturday, and we're going to have two very exciting series, TNC versus Neon Esports. Neon Esports on the up and up. This could be a really close series. If TNC don't give it their all, this could be very close. Meanwhile, 496 versus T1 also could be interesting. 496, you know, they did struggle today. T1 on paper the better team, but they did struggle a little bit earlier on, so we'll see how this one breaks down. Guys, what are you looking forward to on Saturday?
TNC against Neon should be pretty hyped. Neon so far 2-0, undefeated. So looking like a team that could potentially make an upset. T1, they only managed to play one series so far. You know, they lost that one. So we'll have to see more. Yeah, they lost that one badly. Who did they play against?
Fnatic.
Fnatic, yeah.
Which is probably at this point considered to be the best team in the region.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking
So,
good.
Yeah, but 496. I mean, I would give T1 a series. Like, I would definitely give them like a 70-30 at least. I think T1, as I said, they have a lot of potential that they haven't shown yet.
Your favourites to come top in the tournament as well, Black, don't forget. So
But it looks like maybe there's only a top 2 available because Fnatic right now is really hot. Like, they're doing super well.
yeah, very on meta as well, which makes them formidable opponents as they're just figuring things out. I think that's what it's all coming down to, you know, who can figure things out the quickest, because when every series matters so much, you're going to get punished if you're just a little bit too slow. Well, hopefully 496 can have some success in their future series boom as well. Congratulations to them as they continue on through the tournament, but that is it for today's games. Thank you so much for joining us, and of course, join us on Saturday for more SEA action. Tomorrow, early on, for some China action as well. But from here in the PGL studios, we are going to be saying goodbye for today. We'll see you very soon, and keep on grinding those pubs. Goodbye.